Our pitching matchup brought to you by AMD Serrano for the Red Sox. It'll be John Lackey, who's 2-0 this postseason, facing the Cardinals for the first time ever in his career. And for St. Louis, the rookie, 22-year-old Michael Wacha, who is 4-1 with a 2.78 ERA and 3-0 this postseason with an 0.43 earned run average. Pitching matchup brought to you by EMD Serrano. Visit the career section of the website, emdserrano.com. EMD Serrano is a leader in the U.S. biopharmaceutical industry. Visit EMD Serrano for more information. Let's take a 10-second break on the Shaw's WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Hey, it's Michael Holly. Game 2 is right now. We will be taking your calls tomorrow starting at 2. 93.7 WEEI, Lawrence, Boston.
Starting lineups brought to you by D'Angelo's. Wake up your taste buds. Try D'Angelo's new spicy Hawaiian sandwich. It's got grilled chicken or steak, jalapenos, pineapple, melted cheese. Think with your stomach. Go to D'Angelo's. And also by Sprint. Check out their incredible deal on the new 7-inch Samsung Galaxy Tab 3 at your local Sprint store or Sprint.com today. Matt Carpenter leading off at second base. Then Carlos Beltran, who tested the ribs. They didn't have a lineup till after 6 o'clock, waiting to see if he could play, and he's out there in right field. Matt Holliday hitting third in left field, and Matt Adams at first base in the cleanup spot. Yadier Molina catching. Alan Craig, the DH, hit sixth, followed by David Freese at third. John Jay in center field, and Daniel Descalzo replacing the struggling Pete Kozma at shortstop with Wacha pitching for the Red Sox. Jacoby Ellsbury leading off in center field, and Shane Victorino in right field. Dustin Pedroia hitting third at second base. David Ortiz in the cleanup spot, DHing. Mike Napoli is at first base hitting fifth, and Johnny Gomes in left field. Jared Saltalamacchia catching and batting seventh. Stephen Drew at shortstop, and Xander Bogaerts is at third base hitting ninth with John Lackey on the hill. Again, 44 degrees here for the first pitch, about 8:11. Time and temp brought to you by Exogen Temporal Scanner Thermometer. Fast, easy, and a great value, too. It's what doctors and nurses recommend. Pick up one for the family at fine retailers everywhere. Injury report sponsored by Orthopedic All-Stars and Newton Wellesley Orthopedic Associates. Clay Buckholz, who's had a tired arm, still penciled in to start Game 4 in St. Louis at last report. That's what John Farrell told us on the pregame show. If an aching back, hand, knee, or ankle, or other joint are keeping you on the bench, let Newton Wellesley Orthopedic Associates get you back in the action. Slide on to NWOA.com. Here's Dave.
And the first pitch is in there for strike one on Matt Carpenter. First pitch of the night delivered by John Lackey, who's been outstanding in the postseason. He's 2-0 and absolutely brilliant in his last start, Game 3 of the ALCS, as he beat Verlander 1-0 in Detroit. And he had a great curveball. Here's the 0-1. And that's a strike.
Yeah, it's one thing, Dave, you got to look for, right? 44 degrees, as Joe said. Sometimes it's tough to get a grip on that baseball. Will he have that great curveball that he had in Detroit? Because it was such an effective pitch for him.
It was absolutely a dynamic pitch. It was a 12-6 hook. He used it over and over again to great effect. The 0-2 to Carpenter, swinging a ground ball to shortstop. Charged off the hop. Drew has it and throws to first to get it. 0-2 bouncer to Stephen Drew, who's really played a brilliant shortstop in the postseason. The offense has not followed suit. Maybe tonight will be a different story for Stephen. One man out in front of Carlos Beltran. Lou, there was a lot of question about whether Beltran, who injured his ribcage last night, stealing that grand slam up against the bullpen fence from Big Papi, whether he would play.
Yeah, and he's in the lineup, everything past the batting practice. But now the question is, will he be effective? We just went through this with a great hitter, Miguel Cabrera.
First one on the way. Fastball outside on Beltran, who's a switch hitter, batting left-handed. Really has had an outstanding career, and particularly in postseason play. He's had some brilliant runs. The 1-0 pitch. That's a fastball high to make it 2-0. Now in his 16th year. 16 years to get to the World Series. Had never played in one until last night, and he only lasted 2 innings. Although he made some catch in right field. Here's the kick and the pitch by Lackey, and that's a fastball in there for a called strike.
It is kind of ironic that really the one good defensive play they made, and it was a great defensive play because they were sloppy last night, cost them their best hit of the rest of that game, and we'll see what he's like the rest of the series.
2-1 on the way. Check swing pitch in the dirt. They appeal. Third base ump says no. Bill Miller says no swing, and the count goes to 3-1. Overshift around to the right side. Drew Pedroia and Napoli stacked up. all to the right of second base. No score here in the first inning. Just getting started. World Series game 2. And Lackey delivers a 3-1. Swinging a liner into left field, sinking. Here comes Gomes. Dives ahead. He can't get it. It's off the glove. It squirts away to his right to the warning track area. Big turn at first. Now back to first is Beltran. Gomes got to it quickly and made sure that he did not try for second base.
Well, he's not running very well.
No,
Surprised he wasn't at second.
He didn't get out of the box there. Very similar to play that Johnny Gomes made the other night. This time he doesn't come up with it. Does a nice job of keeping Beltran to a single, but like Joe, like you mentioned, didn't look like he was running too well.
Johnny dove to his right. He did get leather on it after it skipped once off the grass. He actually knocked it down with his bare hand, his throwing hand, and he kept it from squirting right behind him. He knocked it off to his right. So it's a base hit, and here's Holliday. Matt Holliday, the first pitch coming. It's a fastball for strike one. The 6'4", 250-pounder who has been a really good hitter in his career. .313 is his lifetime average. But hit an absolute bomb here last night. Ryan Dempster gave it up, and Demp said it probably went 500 feet. The pitch is outside. 1-1 the count. Didn't go nearly that far, but it did strike the base of that second light standard. And what was Ryan Dempster's World Series debut. So he had a long career before finally getting here as well. John Lackey facing the number 3 hitter with a man at first base, 1 down, and the pitch coming. Swing, line, foul, back out of play to the right up into the State Street Pavilion. This is a guy in Holliday who hit into 31 double plays.
Oh, it's amazing, too. I mean, listen, he's a big, strong guy. He hits the ball hard. Doesn't run great. I guess it could happen, but there's a lot of those guys. 31 is a big number. And he swings at that 1-1 delivery. I was wondering what took him so long, because last night Matt Holliday came out hacking early on John Lester.
He sure did. Beltran at first, 1 man out. Lackey a long set, fires. Swing and a miss. He got him. He struck him out with a 94-mile-an-hour fastball. Hit a big pitch there to Fan Holliday. There are 2 gone.
Good power from John Lackey. Even the first hitter, Carpenter, the ground ball to shortstop Stephen Drew was 95 miles an hour. Lackey again showing us the power is there like he has recently.
Who's going to be the AutoZone in the zone player of the game for tonight's World Series matchup? David Ortiz, John Lackey, Matt Holliday, or Michael Wacha? Well, here's Matt Adams, the beefy first baseman with a runner at first and 2 down. And Lackey's pitch coming, and that's in there for strike 1. Interesting to note that St. Louis has not scored in the first inning in any of their 12 postseason games this year. That's the longest such streak for any team in Major League history in one postseason. Lackey's 1-strike pitch. Swinging a high fly ball, twisting deep to left. Backing up Gones. He's there on the warning track. He makes the catch right as the grass and track met for the out. And the side is retired. And after a half inning, it's St. Louis nothing. And the Red Sox coming up on the Shaws. WEEI Red Sox Radio Network. Well, we had 7 members of the 04 World Series team throw out the ceremonial first pitch. Jason Varitek, Keith Folk, Kevin Millar, Mike Timlin, Trot Nixon, Derek Lowe, and Pedro Martinez. They all got wonderful rounds of applause, and none of them bounced at Lou. They all made a perfect pitch.
Yeah, a lot of them look like they can still play.
Yes, indeed they do. Well,
good to see the boys back out there.
All in their Red Sox jerseys. The Red Sox facing a very tough but very young customer tonight in the right-hander Michael Wacha, who is 6'6", 210. He's only 22 years old, from Iowa City, Iowa. He has, Lou, been sensational. Not just good, but sensational in the postseason. 3-0 with a 0.43 ERA.
I mean, that says it all. And this kid, it's all about creating angles. You talk about downward plane if you're a young pitcher. This is what they say when they say you want to throw the ball downhill. He uses every bit of that frame and creates a difficult angle in that fastball coming in. And that fastball, about 96, 97 miles an hour. A game-changing changeup. This thing is legit. And it varies 84, throw one maybe a little bit harder, 87. Little tail away from the lefties, little tail into righties. And a curveball that I think could be a big pitch for him. Because I do think he might need a third pitch, as good as those first 2 are, against this Red Sox lineup.
They actually sent him to the minors late in the season. He didn't make many starts during the regular season at the big league level anyway. They kind of babied him, nursed him along. They sent him back to the minors late to really sharpen up that curveball. And man, has it been a hammer so far in this postseason. Jacoby Ellsbury will test him right away. Once again, the Cardinals didn't score in the first. And the pitch, a fastball up and away for ball one at 91 miles an hour. Els drew a walk against Wainwright to touch off that first inning 3-run first last night. The 1-0. And that's a strike on the outside edge. Also at 91. Well, every time our hometown team hits one off the left field wall, Walgreens will donate $100 to the Jimmy Fund. Walgreens at the corner of Happy and Healthy. Wacha, by the way, throws amazingly quickly. There's a swing and a foul back to make it 1-2. It's much more common in the National League, Lou, and you know this, for pitchers to work at a rapid pace. But even given that, he's very quick.
Yeah, he is very quick. Like you said, National League. I mean, obviously, there's obvious reasons why maybe they play a quicker game. The bottom third of that order, you can manipulate a little bit. But you're right. This kid grabs it and throws it. It's a quick one.
1-2 to Ellsbury. Swing, a little pop-up, looped over third base, and freezes there along the foul line. He'll make the catch in fair territory for the out as he backed up behind third base for out number one. So one man gone. Shane Victorino will dig in next. And remember, home field advantage matters in baseball and insurance. And with Arbella, you'll always have the home team on your side. Arbella understands what it's like to drive in New England because it's something they do every day. Arbella here for good. Shane Victorino hitting .214 for the postseason with one home run, but it was a dandy, that grand slam. Here's the pitch and a fastball for strike one. So he's gone from 91 to 95. Wacha has with that fastball. Gets it right back from Molina. Here it comes again. And it's inside down near the right foot. 1 ball, 1 strike.
He came with all fastballs too to Ellsbury, and you wonder if he's going to try to use his fastball and get through these first few innings with this Red Sox lineup.
1-1 pitch. Cut on and missed on a high heater at 95.
You'd like to do that because maybe next time you come up scoring position, that's when you show him that changeup for the first time. Remember, the Red Sox hitters trying to get a book on this guy as well.
Wacha's 1-2 pitch. Swing popped up, blue foul out of play into the box seats off to our right. Shane 0 for 4 last night, playing in his third World Series. Also played in 2008 against Tampa Bay and 2009 against the Yankees, both of those with the Phillies. The 1-2 from the righty, man, it darts down and in for a ball. 2-2. That was his first non-fastball as a changeup at 86. Dustin Pedroia suddenly swinging a pretty good bat is in the on-deck area. Here's the 2-2. Swing, bloop foul again, back off toward the press box behind home plate. That got into somebody's booth. I believe that got into the Japanese television booth. Hideki Matsui is working TV, former Yankee. The 2-2 to Shane. Swing and a chopper along third, foul ball outside the line.
This is something here we're going to look at, Dave, is the pitch count. Joe, he doesn't really necessarily, he goes deep, but he's not throwing. He's not Justin Verlander, 124 pitches. 95 pitches he's been using to get through 7 innings. The question is, can he do that with the Red Sox? Can he be that efficient? At bats like this help.
Very rarely has he tossed 100. Here's the 2-2. Waved at and missed. Down goes Victorino. He strikes out on the change. And Wacha collects his first strikeout. 2 up and 2 down in the first inning. And now we have reached the giant part of the order. Remember, for every homer hit by Sox batters 3 through 6, Giant Glass donates $200 to the Make-A-Wish Foundation of Massachusetts. Pedroia to climb in, hitting .279 for the playoffs. No homers yet, but 7 runs batted in. Petey was 2 for 4 and scored twice last night. First pitch to him is in there for a strike. So Wacha has thrown 13 pitches, 10 for strikes, mostly fastballs. Read thin righty, and he fires. And that one darts down and away with a 95-mile-an-hour fastball, 1-1.
Sox showing patience early on, taking strikes. You want to see as many as you can, so later on, maybe a second, third at bat, guys in scoring position get a better look. But you wonder, he's pumping fastballs in there. When do they start taking a chance?
1-1 swung on and fouled back. Very aggressive cut by Pedroia. Wacha in just his second professional season, and he's become the talk of the National League. This is his 4th postseason start. He beat the Pirates, the Dodgers, and then the Dodgers again, allowing 1 hit, 5 hits, and 1 hit. So he's been brilliant. Made just 9 major league starts during the regular season, and he fires outside, even a count of 2-2. He also went 5-3 in 15 starts at AAA Memphis. But they have been very careful with him and very cautious with him. He's been a gem. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, and down goes Pedroia, and that was on a changeup at 87. He strikes out. So he sets down the Red Sox 1-2-3. It's the Red Sox nothing and the Cardinals nothing on the Shaws WEEI Red Sox Radio Network. Dave O'Brien alongside Lou Merloni and Joe Castiglione. We are scoreless after 1 in the second game of this 2013 World Series. Very chilly night. Temperatures into the low 40s already. It's cooler tonight than it was at the same point last night by many degrees. Yadier Molina digs in, a right-hand hitting catcher, the brilliant defensive catcher, 5-time Gold Glover, and the pitch. That is low ball 1 from Lackey.
Say this about John Lackey, given his last outing against Justin Verlander, he knows he's going to have to put up some zeros. Michael Wacha's looking good so far. Match the zeros, that's how you beat good pitching.
The 1-0 to Molina, waved at and missed. Good breaking ball, a slider. And he got Molina to chase. Molina hitting .256 for the postseason. He has hit 1 home run. He was the only member of this current Cardinal team to face the Red Sox in the 2004 World Series, and he swings right through a high fastball to make it 1-2.
Interesting to see this Cardinal lineup against the righty. Against the lefty, their numbers really struggling. 26th in the league in OPS. 27th in average, but against the righties, the number 3 in both categories.
1-2 pitch, swing and a foul back. Molina really good at doing that. When he gets in a pitcher's count, just flicking one foul, spoiling it. He was the 5th toughest man to strike out in the National League this season. Alan Craig, who's been moved from the 4th spot to the 6th hole by Mike Matheny, is on deck. And the 1-2 from Lackey. Swing and a little looper, punch toward right. That's going to drop down for a base hit. Pedroia went lunging after it. He went racing and lunging, could not get to it, and it falls in. Sounded like a broken bat. And Molina is on with a single to lead off the second.
First curveball from Lackey, I believe, and a good one. Just Molina reached out. You know, when you say talk about the numbers, how this lineup is better against righties, and you look at it, it's a right-handed dominant lineup. Well, the reason is because the righties do a great job of staying in the middle of the field, staying the other way. One of the reasons why they hit well with runners in scoring position. And Yadier Molina right there just showed you a good curveball down and off the plate from Lackey, and he got enough of it to hit the ball to right.
Just enough, and here's Alan Craig at .250 so far for the postseason after one start, getting back in the lineup yesterday. Throw to first base, Molina was practically on the bag anyway. No score here in the second. The Cardinals have the first 2 hits tonight. Craig was an all-star this season. We talked about how tremendous he was with men in scoring position, hitting .454. The pitch, swing fouled back, a little slicer back toward the crowd. He has really been the anchor in their lineup the last couple of seasons. 92 RBIs 2 years ago, 97 this season. He played in the 2011 World Series against Texas, and he hit 3 home runs. Although he also struck out 8 times in 19 at-bats. So he was kind of all or nothing. Here's the pitch from Lackey. Cut on and missed. Another good heater from John. 0-2.
He's had a lot of movement to that high rider. Up in his eyes.
He struck out Holiday with one of those in the first inning. David Freese on deck. Lackey collects a sign from Saltalamacchia. The pitch. Swinging a high fly, right center field, moving to his right, Victorino. He's underneath it, plenty of time, and makes the catch. Routine flare by Alan Craig, and one man is out in front of Freese.
You see the name Molina on first base, and right away you think of Benji, and you think of Jose, and you think this guy is slow because it's a Molina. Well, last year he had 12 stolen bases. This year he had 3. He's had years where he's had 8 or 9. He's somewhat sneaky compared to his brothers. Yadier Molina is Ricky Henderson.
Yeah. And Benji's here as the assistant hitting coach for the Cardinals.
Freese last night 1 for 4, although he hit into a double play, and he waves at the first breaking ball. John started him with a slider there, strike 1. Red Sox baseball is brought to you by Sports Authority, the official sporting goods retailer of the Boston Red Sox. 0-0 in the second. Freese has had some great runs in the postseason before, as Lackey delivers, and it's swung on and missed. 0-2.
Had a very disappointing regular season, though. Just .262 but 9 homers.
Yeah, they were really expecting a lot more for him. They wanted him to be a power guy at third base. He did not deliver. Molina, a short lead at first base with 1 out. Here's the pitch. Swing popped him up at foul. That'll twist out a play to our right into the State Street Pavilion.
Well, after having a great year last year, I think he hurt his back at the beginning of the year and was out, but there's a lot of concern about his ankles. A lot of people around the game, a lot of people wondering how much longer he has in him. Those ankles are that bad, and one of the reasons why you don't see him really move around third base very well. And you saw last night with that throwing error, the footwork isn't quite there.
Lackey has him down 0-2, and the pitch coming. And a little high. Freese was named the MVP of the only World Series he played in 2011 against Texas. You may recall he hit the game-winning walk-off home run in Game 6 in the 11th. That came after a crucial triple to drive in 2 runs in the bottom of the 9th, which came with 2 out and 2 strikes to tie the game and get it to extra innings. Here's the 1-2. Cut on and missed. Down he goes, strike 3 on a curveball. John's been mixing in more sliders than curveballs early on, but he rolled out the hook there to put away Freese.
Yeah, this was the curveball we saw in Detroit a lot. This is a great pitch. And I tell you, he threw a great one to Molina, who did a nice job getting a bat in the ball. You're right. He's going power fastball up, and he's throwing it by guys at 94. He's really using that slider effectively. And the second great curveball, really, he's thrown, even though one gave up a single.
It's his second strikeout, 2 gone. Here's John Jay, the center fielder tonight. 194 for the postseason. Lefty batter, and the pitch is outside for ball 1 on Jay. He came on subbing for Beltran after Beltran left after colliding with the right field fence, which has become a really big weapon for the Red Sox in this postseason, that right field wall. Molina leading at first base, and the pitch. Check swing, little roller off to the left of the plate, a foul ball. Salty went racing after and then decided to let it keep on rolling in case it might take a right-hand turn. It did not. It was only about 8 feet from the plate. Hey, stay tuned for the daily Citgo Community Calendar update in the 3rd inning. The Citgo Fueling Good Road Trip is traveling to locally owned stations across the country. We just might be coming to your town. Find out at fuelinggood.com. Scoreless in the 2nd inning. Lackey from the belt fires in. Swing, little ground ball right side, right at Pedroia. Backs up for a good hop and throws on to first base to retire the side. Lackey allows a hit, but he gets 3 outs, and nothing comes of the base hit after 1.5 in Game 2. It's the Red Sox nothing and the Cardinals nothing. Joe Castiglione, Lou Merloni, Dave O'Brien alongside. We're scoreless as the Sox come up against the talented right-hander Michael Wacha, just 22 years old. Wacha made only 9 starts at the big league level this season as the Cardinals really sought to hold down his innings at the major league level and then have him fresh for October. They took a cue in many ways from the management of Steven Strasburg with Washington. Remember, they shut down their ace last year and they did not have him available because his innings had built up. Of course, he had Tommy John surgery as well, and they didn't go anywhere in the postseason after that. Well, they really wanted this kid to be available for big starts in October, and he's delivered.
And Dave, we were talking about before, the young kids, Joe, the youth in this league right now, the rookies, they show so much poise. You know, like they come up like they almost got 3 or 4 or 5 years in the league.
Bogart's a perfect example.
Now David Ortiz will step in against Wacha. This should be entertaining. The righty delivers, and David takes outside ball 1. Poppy had quite a night last night. He actually hit 2 shots over the wall. One of them was caught by Beltran when he took back the grand slam, although David got a sacrifice and an RBI on that one. Then later a 2-run homer, and he lays off a strike along the outside edge on a changeup. So David just got to look at the changeup up close and personal. It's a big weapon for Wacha. He works fast. He deals and is down and away. 2 balls and 1 strike. I'm trying to think of anybody in the American League who works any faster than this kid, and Mark Burley's name comes to mind. I think just as quick. Here's the 2-1. Swing and a broken back ground ball into the shift to the right side. Carpenter on the outfield grass. Throws on to first base. Second baseman with the stab for the out. And the first 4 Red Sox are retired. And that means that Wacha has now retired 15 straight innings, 15 consecutive scoreless innings in the postseason. So he's not looking very nervous.
Well, in that at-bat, it was the earliest in the count. He had shown a changeup, enough confidence, 1-0 behind in the count to throw it to a lefty, not just throw it, but throw it for strikes. And I think he got David out in front of that last one. So still trying to get a read on the young kid. I think the first inning you get reads. The second inning we'll see who makes adjustments. The second time through the order, rather.
Here's Mike Napoli, first at bat against Wacha, who pitches. And it's waved at and missed. Mike is the first player to register as many as 13 RBIs within his first 8 World Series games. And he's the first player since Reggie Jackson to drive in 13 or more over a span of 8 World Series games. The 0-1 up and in. Of course, he had a big World Series with the Texas Rangers against St. Louis. Mike admitted there's a little something extra because he said the Cardinals took away a ring from him. The 1-1. That's inside. Almost hit him on the elbow as he backed out of the way. 2-1.
Knapp was telling me before the game, I was asking him about his beard. And he said, wait till you see it next spring training.
Oh, he's not going to shave it all?
I think he's planning on keeping it all winter long. This is what you got right here.
The 2-1. That's down into the dirt with a changeup, and that runs it to 3-1. If he follows through with that threat, dying to see that. But he's going to lead the majors and set a record in hit by pitch. Because that beard is going to get hit all the time.
I thought Johnny Damon had one, huh? Yeah. Did you see this thing in next March?
3-1 on the way. That's low. He walked him. Not a good at bat for Mike Napoli. He's had a long string of them, really, in this postseason, and he becomes the first Red Sox base runner here against Michael Wacha in St. Louis in a 0-0 game.
Again, something else to go to school on. 3-1 changeup. Right, a dangerous hitter who can hit the fastball. Everybody saw that in the ALCS. We saw it last night with Wainwright. The first knocked in 3 in the double and the heater in 2-0. 3-1 changeups. And now you're starting to get a little bit of a read. 1-0, 3-1 changeups. He'll go to it.
Here's Johnny Gomes getting another start in left field. 179 for the postseason. No homers for Johnny, and the pitch. Fastball up and away for ball 1.
Wacha had just 4 walks and 22 strikeouts in his first 3 postseason starts.
Even out of the set, he works fast, though not quite as quickly as when the bases are empty. Napoli on the pitch. And that's upstairs for a ball with another fastball. This wraps up the Giant part of the order. Remember, when Sox batters 3 through 6 homer, Giant Glass donates $200 to the Make-A-Wish Foundation of Massachusetts.
You know, it's easy to work quickly when you have Yadier Molina behind the plate. There's a trust factor in whatever he puts down. There's no need to shake. Just deliver it.
Here's the set by Wacha. The pitch to Johnny Gomes, and it's a strike on the inside part of the plate. 2-1. One thing we've noticed with Wacha, he doesn't always go 94, 95, 96 with a fastball. He can drop it down to 91, 92 if he needs to hit a spot. Saltalamacchia on deck. 0-0 second inning. Here's the pitch. Swinging a high twisting pop foul back out of play toward the box seats, and that'll drop into the crowd to make it 2-2.
You talk about the running game here, and Michael Wacha, we know what Yadier Molina can do to a running game. Just those first 2 pitches, got him at 1.15, 1.2. That is extremely fast to the plate. That gives your catcher every opportunity to throw a guy out stealing.
Molina led the majors in caught stealing at 58%. That is a stop sign for most teams. Maybe not for the Red Sox, though. The 2-2 coming. Inside was another changeup for ball 3. So apparently he'll throw that anywhere.
Yeah, really good take from Johnny Gomes. I don't think you've seen this kid at all. You're looking at film, 2-2. Throwing you a couple fastballs, 95, 96, and you take a changeup down in 87. Really easy to spin off that ball thinking it's a fastball. Good take by Johnny.
Well, here comes the crowd. Getting loud. 3-2. Swinging a chopper foul off the third base line. He'll do it again.
Came back with another changeup on 3-2. We haven't seen a breaking ball yet.
No, you haven't. And I think that's going to be, might be a second time around the order. First pitch, get me over. These 2 pitches are so effective. It makes that curveball better than maybe it actually is.
One out, one on. Napoli getting a short lead. Here's the 3-2. Swinging another foul hammered on a ground to the left side into the dugout of the Cardinals. A Northeast Electrical Distributors is New England's #1 source for electrical products and services and invites you and contractors, industry and facility managers to visit needco.com for a powerful online experience. Wacha with a 3-2 swing and another one spoiled, foul, back out of play. A 94-mile-an-hour fastball. So that time he went to the heater. Red Sox are starting to move that pitch count up at 34. That's with one out in the second inning of a scoreless game.
And they do it by this at bat. I always felt you run pitch counts up with a 2-strike approach. Make him work, which is what Johnny's doing.
3-2 again. Swing popped up into center, shallow. Coming on Jay, plenty of time right in the middle of the Be Strong logo, and he makes the catch for the out. And there are two gone. Napoli retreating to first base. So Gomes has a lengthy at bat against the youngster, eventually popping to center field. And now Saltalamacchia will be the batter with two down and a runner on. Salty did not start last night. He starts the second game of the series.
I'm going to say that's one of those at bats where even though you're out, it was still productive. Johnny Gomes himself logged a lot of fastball changeups in the memory bank, and at the same point giving you a lengthy at bat to get that pitch count up. It was a fly out to center, but he got some things done.
Salty hitting left-handed, 231 for the postseason. Here's the pitch. Waved at and missed for strike one. He went after the first one, a fastball. Salty went 3 for 16 in the American League Championship Series against the Tigers, but of course he had a game-winning hit as well, a walk-off single in Game 2 after David Ortiz tied it with the unforgettable grand slam. The 0-1. That's outside with a let-up pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike. Mike Napoli took a 1-out walk. He's still glued to first base. 2 away in the 1-1. Swing, a little pop up into center field. Jay is there, racing in, plenty of time, and he makes the catch to retire the side. So the Red Sox get a base runner, but they strand him at first base. And after 2 in World Series Game 2, still the Red Sox nothing and the Cardinals nothing. On the Shaw's WEEI Red Sox Radio Network. What was the film, Joe, that he did based on Charlestown? Was the film, and they shot a great deal of it right here at Fenway. The Town, of course.
Sure,
great
that might have been the last time he was here. He's a big St. Louis Cardinal fan. He's wearing a Cardinal cap.
Maybe he can tell us where the money room is.
We're still looking. Out of the third, no score. And here's Joe Castiglione.
Okay, thanks, Dave. And the batter is Del Scalzo's playing shortstop tonight. And the pitch is in there for a call strike. Left-hand batter. He often plays against righties, although it certainly raised some eyebrows when Cosmo was benched tonight after his 2 errors last night. Descalzo, 3 for 16 in the postseason. No RBIs, takes it inside. Not much power.
I was a little surprised he got away from Cosmo after 1 game. I don't know if he just didn't like what he saw from him. He knows the player better than anybody. Maybe his remarks after the game.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swinging a foul tip. How about him saying that the surface was rough?
Well, as you guys know, listen, when I played here, the surface was difficult, right? When Robbie Alomar drops to a knee only in Fenway, you know it's a tough surface. They've done an outstanding job. But the flip to second base had nothing to do with the surface.
Right. He swings and fouls it to the left out of play. Descalzo, 5'10", 190.
Joe, if I'm his manager, if I'm Mike Matheny and I hear those comments, I don't want him on there. I want him out of the game. Talking about Cosmo.
And, he didn't need to make those comments. We know he's a good defender.
Yeah.
Everyone in the game knows he's a good defender.
Very good.
First rookie to make 2 errors in a World Series game since Don Zimmer in 55. Swing and a miss, strike 3. He tied him up inside with a slider under the hands, and that's the 3rd strikeout for Lackey. Well, he's really mixed it up well.
Got a real good feel for his breaking balls right now. The curveball was devastating down in Detroit early on here, the first 2 1/3. It's the slider that's really been a difference. Only been a couple curveballs, but they've both been good. But this slider has been really effective.
Here's Matt Carpenter now grounded to short his first time up. He's only 8 for 47 in this postseason. Guy who had 199 hits in the regular season, and he takes a curve for a call strike, 0-1. Bogart's in close at third. Carpenter does not have great speed. really surprised with his performance. 7th-round pick out of Texas Christian. They didn't expect the guy to have the season he did with 55 doubles and 199 hits, low and away, 126 runs scored to lead the league. Cardinals led the National League in runs scored. Here's the 1-1. And a fastball hits the inside edge of call strike at 93. He's got a lot of good movement to his high heater.
Yeah, and you could just see the reaction, too, from Carpenter. This ball's absolutely by him. After a first couple pitch curve balls, I don't know if he was sitting soft or not, but there was no reaction to that fastball. It makes that much more effective when you get your breaking stuff over.
1-2 the count to the left-hand batter. And here it comes. He swings and lines a foul into the third base seats, out of play. Not uncomfortable here at 44. No wind really at the moment. Of course, I guess that's easy for us to say up here. It's not uncomfortable.
We're somewhat indoors. Down there, it might be a different story.
It's dry. 1-2 to the Cardinals leadoff hitter. Here it is. And he takes it up and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. This week at Shaw's, pick up value pack country style pork ribs. Now just 99 cents a pound. Shaw's, the official supermarket of the Red Sox radio network. On deck is Carlos Beltran. 2 hits in the game, both singles by the Cardinals, Beltran and Molina. The pitch. Swing and a line drive foul, an inside-out swing down the third base line. This is Lackey's first World Series game since Game 7 of 2002 when he won the clincher for the Angels against the San Francisco Giants. Postseason record 5-4 overall. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a foul tip, held, strike 3. Down he goes on a slider. Pretty much the same spot as the pitch that fanned Descalzo.
Well, I tell you, you don't see Lackey probably too much, so you go off what you just last saw and said, okay, this guy was effective. He had the great curveball against Detroit. He liked to go to it against lefties and righties. And so far, it hasn't been the curveball. It has been the slider.
Now Beltran, who singled to left, Gomes took a dive for it, knocked it down with his bare hand, held it into a single, although Beltran didn't seem to be running too well. It's a bouncing ball to the right side with a shift on. Pedroia surrounds, gloves, throws him out. And the side retired. 2 strikeouts and a ground out after 2.5. Cardinals nothing, Red Sox nothing on the Shaw's WEEI Red Sox radio network. Tom flew up and with Julie for the game yesterday. He's flying back to Texarkana tomorrow to coach a football game and then driving to St. Louis on Saturday, about 8 hours.
It never stops with parents, does it?
Incredible. The pitch is a breaking ball in there for a strike to Stephen Drew, and they spent much of last spring driving around watching their daughter, Lacey, pitch for Tulsa University. Swing and a miss. 0-2 to Drew, who is 4 for 39 in the postseason. One of those a gift hit on the pop-up to the pitcher that Wainwright did not catch. But he's been 0-2, pretty much in a holding pattern much of the way.
His normal spot here behind the count.
Here's the 0-2, and he swings and misses. Throw a fastball by him. 95. That was quick. 3 strikeouts for Wacha, and here's Bogarts, who was 3 for 9 in the postseason with 1 RBI. That came in a sac fly last night.
Don't you both feel like at some point in this World Series, assuming Xander continues to start at third base, he is going to hit one to the moon?
Yes.
He is going to run into one.
He takes a high fastball, but a strike call by Wegner, the home plate umpire. Well, you've got the 22-year-old against a 21-year-old right here. Both acting like and playing like they've been here before. The pitch, swinging a foul to the right of the screen, out of play. So it's 0-2. Wacha's pitch count at 43, 28 strikes.
You're already seeing the effects of the downward angle. You've got the Ortiz out in front of the changeup and the ground ball. Everything else has been fly pop-ups. Tough to get on top.
0-2, almost hit him. Jackknifed out of the way on a fastball around his back leg. 1-2 to Bogarts. And working quickly, the next one bounces in front of the plate. That was a change-up that went about 58 feet on the fly. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Even the fastball Stephen Drew struck out on, it was a fastball top of the zone, but the swing itself almost looked like he was trying to get on top, like a tomahawk swing, because that angle comes down.
Here's the 2-2, and he swings and misses. Got him on a changeup. His changeup 86 to 88. Certainly a power change. That's 4 punch-outs. And here's Ellsbury, who popped to third his first time up. Wacha and Will Middlebrooks were teammates in Legion Ball for one summer.
Wacha made a comment, said he could never hit me. He used to try to bunt. Now, a lot of people took that as a shot, but it was more of a dig than anything. As I talked to Will about it, he said he didn't know what else to say. He wanted to give him a little dig.
Well, they're good friends. Parents are good friends. Breaking ball drops in for a strike to Ellsbury. That was his first curve. He started him with a curve, as you indicated he might.
Well, there you go. Second time through the order. Now you're starting to see that third pitch. The question is, can he continue to throw for a strike? If he is, to be very effective.
Ells has stepped out on him a couple of times, and he worked quickly, and there's a fisted soft liner foul past the third base coaching box, and it's 0-2. So he's pounding away. That was 95. Curveball and a 95-mile-an-hour heater. 1 walk, 4 Ks, no hits for the Red Sox.
The Sox hitters may want to slow this down a little bit. You don't want to get him in a rhythm. He's a catch-and-throw guy. He can quick pitch you. Ellsbury taking some time here in this one.
Again, he backed out. Wacha ready to go. Delivers 0-2. Swinging a foul, third base side into the State Street Pavilion. Wacha's already pitched in some very big games. Won an elimination game against the Pirates, the DS, and then in the LCS, won twice, including Game 6, the clincher. Here's the 0-2 outside. We're visiting with Pedro out in the parking area about 3:30 this afternoon, and teasing Pedro about his Wacha that he said on TBS, and out of the cab instantly, Michael Wacha. Pedro gave him a big hug. There's a broken bat looper, left center field, dropping fast. It's a base hit. Shortstop went out, and Descalzo couldn't get it. Jay flips it in, and there's the first Red Sox hit. The bat ended up just to the right of the mound. Wacha picks it up. The business end of it, jagged edge too, and there's the first Red Sox hit.
But not the first Red Sox broken bat. That's 2 or 3, and it's a good indication of how good his stuff is. Now, the topic of broken bats, I saw the commissioner on the field before the game giving Mariano Rivera, what was that, a Lifetime Achievement Award?
Well earned, certainly.
Mariano's getting used to the presentations here at Fenway Park.
Yeah, I think he's done.
All right, here's Victorino. Not a great lead for Ellsbury. The pitch is high and away, ball 1. Now, many cases you'd run here, but you got Wacha quick to the plate, and of course the ultimate deterrent in Yadier Molina.
At some point you have to try it, though, don't you? You have to test him.
I think this is where the scouting comes in. What are the off-speed counts for Michael Wacha? Look for that changeup, look for that curveball. That's when you want to take off.
1-0 pitch, swinging a high fly ball center field. Jay, right in his tracks practically, makes the catch to retire the side. He didn't have a chance to do much of anything. Victorino down on 2 pitches after 3 innings. Cardinals nothing, Red Sox nothing on the Shaw's WEEI Red Sox Radio Network. Lackey facing the Cardinals for the first time in his career. He winds and delivers, and the pitch is swung on and missed, a high heater. Challenging him again. This was on the inside. He got him on a pitch away. Last time up. Holiday has 11 postseason home runs, including 1 last night. And the 0-1, swinging a high fly ball, right center field. Long run for Ellsbury, going back toward the triangle, slicing away. It hits off the wall and rolls away from him to dead center up by the bleacher bar. Holiday on his way to third, and he's in there with a stand-up triple. That ball really took off.
Yeah, and Holiday out of the box. It was either he thought he was going to get caught, which I don't think he did in the gap, or he thought he got it. Because I thought he kind of had a feeling like this ball was going to get out, but he takes a fastball the other way and drives this. fastball to that bullpen of the Red Sox.
The leadoff triple, it hit out by with the pitcher stand off the metal railing there and kicked a long way away from Ellsbury, who did not really come close to reaching it. Would have been a very difficult play. Would have had to run into a wall. So Holiday with a leadoff triple at third. Here's Matt Adams with nobody out. And the pitch of the left-hand hitter is low ball one. Adams hit a fly ball that Gomes caught on the warning track in left field. So Holiday with a triple to right center into the triangle. He hit it well right off the wall. And the pitch, swing and a miss. Good curveball there.
Well, Michael Wacha's looked good for 3 innings, but the Red Sox it's still the 4th inning. They choose to take the infield back with no outs, maybe with 1 out. Maybe you have the infield creep in a little bit, but with no outs, it's the right call.
Napoli's close enough to come home, a few feet behind the bag. Same for Bogarts. The ball's hit hard enough. Here's the pitch. And he swings and rips a line drive. Caught by the diving Pedroia. What a play. And the runner goes back to third. Wow, that looked like a base hit. If the infield's in, that threw in the right center. And Petey went to his right, made a diving backhand stab and a low line drive, and caught it just off the dirt for the out. Sensational play by Pedroia to save a run, at least for the moment.
You know, you never want to give up a run in a game, but at the same point, you do want to stay away from big innings. It's the 4th inning. You want the infield back, no question. The infield is in. That ball's getting by Pedroia. It's nobody out, man on first. If he's back, he gets the range. Now they sort of creep into what's called maybe 3 depth here to see if they can get a 1 hopper and still get Holiday at the plate.
Because you got a tough man to strike out of Molino, who blooped a single to right on a good curveball his first time up. Lackey from the set deals and misses low and away, ball 1.
And when I say 3 depth in the middle of the infield, you've got obviously 1 is all the way back, 2 is double play, 3 is in the middle, and 4 is all the way in. They're not in double play depth. They're not on the grass. They're more of in the baseline. If the ball's hit hard, you got to play at the plate. If not, you just get the out.
Here's the 1-0. Swinging a foul to the right out of play. Would the Cardinals likely have a contact play on here?
Yeah, I would think so, especially with this defensive alignment. For Matt Holiday, you'd like to get a good jump on the ball. Maybe he's telling him be careful. Look at Napoli at first. Middle of the infield. Get a good jump on this one.
A ball and a strike with 1 out. Here's the set, the kick and the pitch. Swinging a bouncing ball. Lackey can't get it. Pedroia does and looks, throws to first for the out. He faked the throw to home. Actually was thinking about it, so he did not have a play. And he flipped to first, and the run scores. It's 1-0 Cardinals. Lack is 6'6". Had he been 7 feet, he might have had it.
Yeah, Holiday was going on contact. The minute the bat gets anywhere near the zone, he got a jump off this just over the reach of John Lackey. But again, the positioning where the infielders are in, because it was so slowly hit, no play at the plate. Pedroia did a nice job of getting the out.
He had to go behind the mound, grab it across his body, and he faked toward the plate, so he did not have a play and wisely got the out at first. So 1-0, and here's Craig, who flied to right his first time up. And he fouls it to the right out of play. Molina driving in his 3rd run of this postseason. Red Sox baseball is brought to you by Sports Authority, your headquarters for officially licensed Red Sox jerseys, caps, and tees. So Holiday's triple leads to 1. And the Cardinals have a lead for the first time in the World Series. Here's the 0-1, and it's over the outside edge of call strike. They never did have the lead in the 04 World Series. They tied game 1 a couple of times, but never led.
Well, it's all about starting pitching. Adam Wainwright didn't give him a chance last night. Wacha's put up 3 zeros, giving his team an opportunity to take advantage of a leadoff triple.
Lackey ahead of Craig, 0-2. Here it is. And he takes low and away. Red Sox baseball brought to you by Samuel Adams. Samuel Adams, for the love of beer. Two out. Nobody on and a run in. Holiday tripling, scoring on a ground out by Molina. Lackey delivers 1-2, and he takes a ball that bounces in there. Curveball. Red Sox have Pedroia, Ortiz, and Napoli doing the last of the 4th against Wacha. So the Cardinals score first. triple and a ground out. Here comes the 2-2, and it's low and away. So Lackey ahead 0-2, now has run the string out 3-2 to Alan Craig.
Try to get Craig to chase some breaking balls down and away, and just hasn't gotten that breaking ball up enough to make it look like a strike out of the hand to get Craig to chase it.
Lackey winds, kicks, and the payoff pitch. He walked him. He threw a slider down and away, and after being ahead 0-2, he walks Craig. First walk issued by Lackey, and here comes David Freese, who struck out his first time up. Hope will be joining us on the Red Sox fan crew as we leave January 12th from Fort Lauderdale. Be joined by Brian Daubach, Keith Folk, John Tudor, Dave Stapleton, and Bill Campbell. And been 7 nights going over from Fort Lauderdale to the Western Caribbean on Celebrity's new ship, the Silhouette. Call your local travel agent. The pitch, swinging a pop foul to the right, out of play. 0-1. So Holiday homered last night, a tremendous shot with a triple here, and that leads to a run. From the set, John Lackey delivers. Swinging a bounding ball toward the middle. Drew ranges over. Glove throws him behind the bag and gets him for the out that retires the side. But the Cardinals score first. After 3.5, St. Louis 1, Boston 0 on the Shaws WEEI Red Sox Radio Network. The pitch is in there for a call strike to Dustin Pedroia as we go to the 4th. Petey struck out swinging his first time up. Who signed you, Lou? Buzz Bowers?
Yes. Yeah, Buzzy Bauer. Ray Fagnan as well.
0-1, breaking ball low and away. We saw Buzz, who lives down in the Cape, at the Red Sox Gala on Tuesday night here.
They used 2 guys, Joe. They wanted me so bad. They came at me with double barrel.
Here's the 1-1, breaking ball high, 2-1. They wanted to make sure the scouting reports were correct. Of course, Ray Fagnan does a great job.
He really does.
Probably the strongest scout we've ever had.
Boy,
huh?
I tell you.
He is put together.
A big man.
Former catcher. Petey struck out his first time up. Here's the 2-1, and he takes a fastball outside, 3-1.
You know, Ray had a great opportunity at the World Baseball Classic. He was a bullpen catcher for Team USA.
Yeah,
Talked to him about it. It was a great drill for him.
He was really excited.
It's a big inning for Michael Wacha. I want to see something from him. Second time through the order, the meat of it.
3-1, hitting on the air to left field pretty well. Back by the wall. It hits off the scoreboard. Petey rounding first on his way to second. Little juggle by the left fielder Holiday. It's a 2-bagger for Pedroia, a wall ball. The Red Sox, for the first time, have a runner at second base.
Well, as I was just saying, second time through the order, we saw a first pitch curveball to Jacoby Ellsby the second time, broke that out. Now, you're starting to get an early look at him. Now, it's up to Michael Wacha to change maybe what he is doing. Just because you have a better idea after seeing him one time through doesn't mean you're going to be successful, but you start to get a little bit more familiar. The meat of the order here for the Boston Red Sox. Let's see how Michael Wacha goes through it.
Petey hit that ball about 12 feet up on the wall where the American League scores are normally posted.
It's amazing, but hitters in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th spots in the batting order had been 0 for 28 against this guy in the postseason until that double.
Here's Ortiz, who grounded to second his first time up. Second baseman back and right. The pitch is inside. He jackknifes out of the way, ball 1. Oh, that's incredible. So he's done it against the best hitters.
Well, you want to give him that 3-1 count. We saw a 3-1 changeup that he threw to Mike Napoli. 3-1. He challenged Petey, and Petey laced it off the wall.
Shortstop on the left side, just to the left a second. The pitch. And that's low and inside, 2-0. So he fell behind Pedroia 3-1. Petey made him pay with a wall ball double. Pedroia hit 15 wall balls during the regular season, his second of the postseason. And now David has a 2-0 count with Napoli on deck. Wacha sets, he delivers, and he checks the swing and a change, and that's low. So it's 3-0.
Ruben's got some fluorescent tape around his bat. Awful colorful.
Yes, right around the handle. Green, lime green. 3-0, here it is. And he takes one right down the middle with the bat flat on his shoulder. Strike one.
3-1, 3-0 changeup there from Michael Wacha. That is respect. That is, I saw what you did last night, Big Papi, and I don't want you to do it to me.
And also don't mind walking if I have to. Here's the 3-1. And he takes low ball 4. He missed with another changeup. David did not get much to swing at in that at bat. Never did take a cut. So runners at first and second. Nobody out for Mike Napoli, who swung and missed at a fastball for strike one his first time up and then took 4 straight balls. So that he had the first walk. Now Poppy has the second walk issued by Wacha, the 22-year-old out of Texas A&M. Mike Napoli with a 3-run double last night. Awaits. The pitch is in there for a call strike. Knapp has 6 RBIs in the postseason. They've all been big.
Wacha's gone 16 2/3 now. Consecutive scoreless postseason innings. That's on the line right now.
Runners at first and second. Nobody out. Here's the pitch. And Mike swings, grounds it toward the shortstop. Grabbed by Descalso. Fires to second one. On to first. Double play. Descalso had to go to his right to grab it, but he got there. And they turn it over. Poppy went sliding in hard, but there are 2 down now with a runner at third. And Gomes coming up. 6-4-3.
No problems there for this on the surface for Descalso. Did a nice job getting down and giving Carpenter a good quick feed.
It's only the second ground ball he's thrown. He got one at a good time. Gomes had a long at bat. Finally hit a fly ball to shallow center on a 3-2 pitch in the second inning.
Always talking about productive out in that first at bat. He saw a lot of pitches. We'll see if it pays off here.
Here it is, and he takes it up and away. Ball 1. Missed with a high fastball. Tough to get one by Molina if you're thinking that way. A Geico text question. Name your favorite Red Sox World Series moment. Text 37937 brought to you by Geico. Here's the pitch. And that's a changeup hitting the inside edge. A call strike. Johnny Adenotion held up. Geico at 800-947-AUTO or Geico.com.
I think that ball was a little bit down and away, and Johnny kind of seen the ball real well off of him right now because that was just off.
The 1-1 pitch, and he swings, and it's a pop-up right side. First baseman is under it now, called off by Carpenter, the second baseman. He makes the catch on the dirt surface, and that fizzled quickly after the first 2 men reached. After 4 full, Cardinals 1, Red Sox nothing on the Shaw's WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
As we go to inning 5, John Jay, Daniel Descalso, and Matt Carpenter, the first 3 men up against John Lackey, who turned 35 years old just yesterday. 6'6" right-hander from Abilene, Texas. John Jay gets his second look at him, left-hand batter. Bogarts is in several steps, right at the cut of the grass at third. And Lackey delivers. And it's in there for strike 1. Jay grounding out to second in the second inning. John Lackey tonight making another World Series appearance. The next pitch swung on and fouled back. It is his 4th World Series appearance, his 3rd start. But his last one came 11 years ago with the Angels way back in 2002 when John won Game 7 of that October Classic. So 11 years in between. Here's the 0-2. That's up and away for a ball. Only 4 major league pitchers have gone at least that long between October Classics, including Roger Clemens, who went 13 years between World Series, between 86 and 99. 1-2 pitch. Jay checks, and it's outside for a ball. That one just missed the corner. 2-2.
I think John looking more like that guy in L.A., in Anaheim right now. Struggled the first couple of years, but started to gain that confidence and more of that guy that wants the ball and a guy that you have confidence in on the mound.
2-2 coming. Swing, broken bat fly, right center toward the alley. On the move, Ellsbury trying to run it down. He will. He makes the catch. A backhanded grab on the move. Right into that gap in right center for out number 1.
And one of the great things about sitting up here and being able to watch the game like you guys do every single night is you get to watch the ground that Jacoby Ellsbury covers. Now, there wasn't a dive involved, but off the bat, you wonder, is he going to get there? He handles that ball pretty easily.
Outran it.
Ellsbury has really ascended to the top tier of defensive center fielders over the last few seasons. He could not quite get to that triple by Holiday. No one was going to catch that.
No.
Here's Descalso, who's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Lefty batter, and he waves at the first pitch and comes up empty, and a nice curveball. Time of the road ahead, brought to you by the Maine Office of Tourism. The Red Sox will be traveling tomorrow morning to St. Louis. No game tomorrow, obviously. Series will resume on Saturday, game 3. Here's the 0-1. Swing, foul ball backward. Hey, begin your holiday shopping for heirloom quality items featured by contemporary practitioners at the 17th Annual Craft Show at the Maine State Museum, November 2 and 3. For more event details, just visit maine.com. Lackey looking in, taking a sign from Saltalamacchia. Turns on the rubber in the 0-2. Swing, ground ball back up the middle. Lackey kicked at it. Drew has it behind second. Gunn skipped it, got him. Nice dig by Napoli at first base. Really fine play by Stephen Drew up the middle. We've said that more than a few times in the postseason. Lackey actually kicked at it with his back leg. Thankfully did not get it, did not make contact, and it's out number 2.
Great play all around. Stephen really showing some nice range up the middle on this ball. And a quick release. He delivers it on the run going to right field. And Mike Napoli with a great pick at first. I mean, he has really, boy, I tell you, he's really impressed me with the way he is around the bag this year. I was kind of worried about it. Yeah, I was worried about it.
Been a non-issue.
Been exceptional.
Here's Carpenter in on the left side, taking strike 1. You're right. It was something that at the beginning of the season was a bit of a question. How good would he be coming from behind the plate to playing first base every day? And he's taken any drama out of it, basically. He's been better athletically than I think any of us thought. Here's the 0-1. Swing fouled back. Carpenter is 0 for 2 tonight. He has grounded short and struck out.
You know, early on in the year, I think he has gotten a lot better as the year gone on. You obviously give a lot of credit to Brian Butterfield, the infield instructor. Because early on, I thought there was a couple errors from Middlebrooks over there at third base that maybe he could have helped him out, come off the bag, realized it wasn't going to be an out.
Yep.
But as the season's gone on, he's been exceptional.
Now the crowd rising for another strikeout here from Lackey, trying to put away Carpenter with the bases empty. 2 down, 1-0 St. Louis in the 5th. Here's the 0-2 home. Swing and a foul tip, and Salty could not hang on off his glove or his body, and the count 0-2. Hey, this week at Shaw's, Lou, make sure to pick up Chobani's 6-ounce Greek yogurt. I know you don't want to miss it.
No, I don't.
Only 10 for $10. Shaw's is the official supermarket of the Red Sox radio network.
Can't step on Shaw's.
No,
I
sir.
apologize.
No, sir. Here's the kick in the 0-2. Swinging a line shot up the middle. Up the middle. It's taken in by Drew. Throws and gets him at first base. A one-hop liner that he corralled on the center field grass and made another fine play for out number 3. 1-2-3 they go. We go to the last half of the 5th. 1-0 Cardinals here on the Shaw's WEEI Red Sox radio network. And Wacha delivers, and it's up high for ball 1. Now the outfield playing pretty much straight away on Saltalamacchia. The wind is blowing out toward left center. The 1-0 off speed, down low for a ball, a curve. 2-0. Wacha has walked 2. He's allowed only 2 hits, including a leadoff double by Petey in the 4th inning. Here's the 2-0. Fastball drilled outside. Now 3-0. Stephen Drew on deck. When will he get going? He's done it all defensively. Will he be able to chip in with the bat? Here's the 3-0 pitch. And taking all the way in there for a strike on Salty. Well, these are counts tonight where Wacha has not been bashful about throwing his changeup. The 3-1. Swing and a foul tip off the catcher. Fastball that time. 3-2 to count.
You've seen that from Salty a little bit throughout the postseason. Maybe a little bit too geared up. The swing gets a little bit long. And I think maybe he chased the pitch that Maybe if he's just a little bit more under control, he might have spit on.
Might have been ball 4. 3-2 from Wacha. Swing, little roller toward first, but a foul ball off to the right. Hey, follow every pitch this postseason with the MLB.com app. It's the #1 mobile app for live baseball, available for iPhone, iPad, Android, BlackBerry 10, and Windows Phone 8. Or visit RedSox.com for details. Salty asking for time as Mark Wegner holds it up, now back in. And the 3-2 from Wacha. And he walked him outside. Ball 4 with a changeup. So the Red Sox, for the second consecutive inning, have the leadoff man on.
You know, the Red Sox don't usually sacrifice bunt. They're one of the fewest teams in the league. However, as you saw last outing against Max Scherzer, Shane Victorino in the third tried to attempt that bunt first and second, couldn't get it down. So we've already seen this team now attempt to try to sacrifice bunt early in a game last series. With a guy like Walker, the way he's throwing, you wonder if John Farrell doesn't do it here.
Especially with Drew hitting and scuffling. He's turning to bunt and pulled it away. And the first pitch is high for ball 1. Steven is 4 for 40 in this postseason. He struck out his first time up.
He did not have a sacrifice bunt in the regular season.
A lot of times after ball 1, maybe you take it off and buy him a fastball to try to put a swing on it. See what he does here.
He's turning to bunt. Does not attempt it, and it's in there for a called strike. So he's taking all the way there in a fastball. 1-1 to count.
That looked like one of the more buntable pitches. 90 miles and down.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, listen, when I sacrificed bunt, and I did it a lot, I wanted the ball away from me. You know, I didn't want a ball crowding me too much. As we saw Shane Victorino with Scherzer, 2-seamer in. I wanted it away from me. I can deaden that ball a little bit easier. That's what he got.
Creeping in, Freeze at third. No bunt here, and the pitch is outside. He did not square around there. A changeup away, and the count moves to 2-1. 1-0 St. Louis in the bottom of the 5th.
If Stephen Drew would make a little more contact recently, you start thinking, get some guys in motion, try hit and run, but he's been swinging and missing a lot this postseason.
A ton. Here's the 2-1. Swinging a high fly ball, twisting to left, but not deep. Holiday's underneath it, has it measured, and makes the catch. So again, Drew does not hit it hard. He pops up one away. Xander Bogaerts next.
He didn't look like he had a lot of confidence in his ability to bunt.
No, he didn't, and you wonder lack of getting it down last game maybe played a role in that.
Xander is 0 for 1. He struck out his first trip in the 3rd inning. Jacoby Ellsbury moving to the on-deck area. Els will be about to hit against Wacha for the 3rd time tonight. Saltalamacchia throw over to first base. He dives back in. Kind of a high toss by the right-hander. 1 run on 3 hits for the Cardinals. No runs, just 2 hits for the Red Sox. A single by Jacoby and a double by Petey. That started the 4th inning. He eventually got down to third base, but the Red Sox never scored him. Wacha deals. Swing and a miss by Xander. And the count 0-1. The 2 youngsters here, a 22-year-old on the mound, a 21-year-old in the batter's box. Both playing in their first World Series. And they both have the world at the feet. Xander would like to get one deep in the air, though. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. And a fastball inside under the hands to make it 1-1. Well, that's 81 pitches now for Wacha, with 1 away here in the bottom of the 5th inning. So we'll keep an eye on that. Salty leading off first base. Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball and a strike. A curveball on the inner half, and the count 1-2.
Only seen a handful of those curveballs tonight, and he's so effective with his 2-pitch mix that he doesn't get a lot of swings on it because he sort of catches you off guard.
He sets again. Now the 1-2. Swinging a grounder. Chop foul off third base. One and 2 on Bogaerts. Jacoby Ellsbury waiting his turn in the on-deck area. Wind again blowing out a little more briskly toward left field. So certainly a right-hand hitter's wind at the moment. And a 1-2 coming. And it's inside. It darted down and in. A change up. 2-2.
Really good take by Bogaerts there. 1 and 2. He struck him out his last at bat on the changeup, and That was a good one from Michael Wacha. Down and in, and he just sort of spit on it after fouling the previous one off down the right field line.
1-0 St. Louis in the 5th inning. Here's the stretch, and the righty delivers. Waved at and missed on the changeup. He was well out in front. He strikes out. So Bogaerts fans for the second time tonight. 2 away for the Sox here in the 5th. And now Ellsbury will try his hand again.
It's going to make any difference if the right-hand batters or left-hand batters with that changeup.
No, that's actually, I think, the second time in this game that Michael Wacha has tripled up changeup, back to back to back. Pretty effective one there.
Kid can really pitch. Plus the changeup often comes off a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. He has 5 Ks. Ellsbury steps in. He's popped up to the third baseman and also singled. He's 1 for 2. And the pitch. Jacoby swings a high pop up and a foul down the left field line where the stands rise up. It's off into the crowd for strike 1. Ells at 378 for this postseason. He's not hit a home run in the playoffs yet. He has driven in 5 runs. His other World Series in 07 against Colorado, he batted .438. Salty's still there at first base with a tiny lead in the 0-1. And it's inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. 87 pitches and counting for Wacha. Shane Victorino on deck. 1-0 the Cardinals. They got that run in the 4th inning after a triple to lead off that inning by Matt Holliday. Deep into the triangle in right center. Here's the 1-1 home. Swing and a high pop up on the third base side. Frees the third baseman behind the bag in fair ground. One hands it, and that retires the side. So for the second straight inning, the Red Sox have the leadoff man on, but can do nothing with him. And at the end of 5, it is still 1-0 St. Louis. On the Shaws, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Here we go to the 6th inning, and Beltran takes a low ball 1. He had a soft single to left field in the 1st inning. Didn't run very well. Most guys would have had a double on it as it got away briefly from Gomes. Then he grounded out to second his next trip, playing with a sore ribs, and he swings and hits one to shallow right center. Ellsbury coming on. He's there and has it for the out. He did not get a very good cut at that. 1 man down.
You know, John is sitting here now down 1-0, but I think he looks just as sharp as he did out in Detroit. Really one mistake. He's given up a few hits, but the great pitch to Merloni, he got the right field. Maybe the one mistake just to got the ball up a little bit to Holiday. A strong, strong man drove that ball to right center. Leadoff triple is tough to keep a guy from scoring.
He almost did after Pedroia made a great play on a line drive with nobody out. But all right, here's Holiday again in the pitch. He swung on foul to the backstop. He had a good rip at that. Holiday struck out on a fastball up and away in the 1st inning, but then Black worked him up and away again, and he tripled into the triangle. He really crushed it.
Oh, he's a good hitter, you know, and he's a healthy hitter. You know, a lot of the good hitters we see, he can stick with it and maybe banged up in Miguel Cabrera, but he's a strong kid.
0-1 deal is swung on and foul tipped. That was up and in on him. Nike going right back with the heat. Holiday from Stillwater, Oklahoma. John Farrell, as you mentioned, his former babysitter when John was pitching at Oklahoma State and then coaching the pitchers at Oklahoma State. Holiday's dad was the head coach. He's now at North Carolina State as an associate coach. Here comes the 0-2. And he swings and misses. He went to the breaking ball away and got him a hard slider. So he goes down on 3 pitches. That is strikeout number 5 for Lackey. And here's Matt Adams, who had a fly ball to the left and then a bullet toward the middle. Pedroia made a sensational diving catch of his low line drive to take an RBI away from Adams.
Well, we saw John Lester last night make Holiday look pretty bad in that curveball after challenging with power stuff. Lackey does the same thing with the first 2 pitches and that curveball down and away. Really a feeble swing.
Left-hand batter takes a slow breaking ball in there for a strike. Red Sox baseball brought to you by Suffolk University. Just like the Red Sox, Suffolk has been a proud Boston institution for over 100 years. Lackey's 78th pitch. He swung on and missed. He threw him a breaking pitch down and in. Almost bounced, but he chased it. 0-2.
Mentioned that pitch count, 78 pitches. You're one pitch away from getting through 6 innings here on about 80 pitches. He's been extremely sharp and efficient.
Wacha's thrown 88 over 5. Big burly left-hand batter out of Slippery Rock University. The pitch. He swings and it's a bouncing ball to the left side. Bogarts can't get it. He went lunging for it to his left and it eluded him. And it's a single. That ball out of topspin, it appeared.
Yeah, they really had to shift on. Drews really shaded him up the middle, and Bogarts was starting deep in the hole at shortstop. This ball was probably hit right at where the shortstop normally would be. And like you said, that second hop sometimes gets that extra spin and pops up and just out of the reach.
Might have ticked off the webbing of the glove, but it's a hit for Adams, who's not a running threat. And here's Molina, who singled to right, and then with the infield in at a chopper over the mound, Lackey went leaping for it. Had he made the play, they would have had probably an out at the plate. Holiday running on contact, but got over John's head, and Pedroia had no choice but to go to first, and Molina had an RBI. Here's the pitch, and he swings and grounds one to Pedroia to his left, has a room service hop, and throws to first for the out that retires the side. And they leave a man after 5.5. Still St. Louis 1, Boston nothing on the Shaw's WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
You got to be impressed with what you've seen so far from Michael Wacha. One thing to keep in mind, in case you're wondering, 3 postseason starts. The first one against Pittsburgh, 7 innings, 96 pitches. The Dodgers 6 2/3, 112, and then went 7 again against the Dodgers, 95, sitting on 88 right now.
52 strikes. Shane Victorino takes high, ball 1. He's allowed the leadoff man to reach in the last 2 innings. Pedroia doubling off the wall in the 4th, but he never advanced. And he walked Salty in the 5th, but he never advanced. And a breaking ball drops in for a strike. Threw another curve, 1-1. Did not throw a curve the first time around the batting order. It's not a great pitch, but if deceptive. The pitch is swung on, grounded hard, and just foul outside of third. He came back with another curve. He went back to back. And Victorino hit that curve from Jose Veras for the grand slam in Game 6 of the LCS. Was on that one, but pulled it foul. And it's a 1-2 count. He hasn't been hit in a while. Here's the 1-2. Fisted on the ground softly toward third. Wide of the bag. Grabbed by Freese. Throws high and out. Adams held the bag. He had to stretch to the right field side of first. Freese, who could be an adventure at third, almost threw it away.
Well, you're right. Just in between innings, just kind of watching Freese throw the ball to first base. I've already seen him bounce 3 or 4 balls here in this game to Matt Adams between innings and getting loose. It's really awkward release from him.
You mentioned he has the bad ankles. That could affect his throwing. All right, here's Pedroia, and he takes a strike. Fastball away. Petey struck out and then double off the wall in a 3-1 pitch. Hit it off the American League scores, where they normally would be posted. He deals and misses outside. That's the 94th pitch thrown by the 6'5" right-hander from Texarkana, Texas.
I mentioned that pitch count. He's at 94 right now and shows no signs, by the way, of letting up.
1-1 is up and away. From 94 to 95. A great command and tough to pick up. Wacha was 27-7 in his college career at A&M. Averaged almost a strikeout an inning. The pitch is in on a hop. He bounced it in front of the plate. He's done that a few times of late. A changeup missing, and the count goes to 3-1 again, which was the count when Petey doubled last time up.
Gave him a 3-1 fastball. He doubled off the wall. You wonder if he comes back and challenges him again, or he goes right back to that changeup.
Here's the 3-1 pitch, and he takes high, ball 4. He threw a fastball and missed. That's the 4th walk issued by Wacha, who had just 4 walks in his first 21 innings in his first 3 postseason starts. With 4 tonight. Red Sox haven't had much more on offense than that. And here is Ortiz, who grounded a second into the shift and then walked. They don't shift now, so they keep the shortstop Del Salzo just over on the left side of second base. Descalzo Now moves almost back behind second.
Their bullpen is going to start getting active here because he's approaching 100 pitches, and it's rare he throws more than that.
He's ready. Whirls, throws to first. Pedroia back standing.
You know, it's interesting positioning here in the infield because last night when Cosma had the issue getting the ball from Carpenter, he was on the right field side of the bag against David Ortiz. Now Descalso is on the left field side of the bag.
Here it is, and David takes it up and in. Missed with a fastball.
Man is the right-hander now throwing in their pen.
I think that's part of it, Lou, that they weren't in good position. They don't shift that much normally, and it might have hurt their chances to turn a double play and help cause the error. 1-0 the count. 1 on, 1 out. Wacha sets. He delivers, and David swings and rips one down the right field line, but foul. Hit it just in front of Canvas Alley off the wall there. Rolls down the right field line. He turned on that pitch, a 91-mile-an-hour heater.
Well, that was a mediocre fastball.
Yeah, he's been 91-92 in this inning. He was 94-95.
That was middle in, too.
Just when I said he's showing no signs, the velocity maybe going down a little bit.
Well, he's approaching that 100 pitches. That might be his fall-off mark.
Here is pitch number 100. And David takes it outside. This with a changeup at 85. 2-1. 1-0 St. Louis. 1 on, 1 out, 6th inning.
Can you look for a fastball here?
For David, you're taking a chance.
Wacha to the set. He delivers. Swinging a foul, third base side into a luxury box, and another changeup.
Yeah, he's just not going to give in.
Not quite as much separation now between the changeup and the fastball. Manis, who's ground ball pitcher in the bullpen, one of the few that doesn't throw 99 in their pen. 2-2 to Poppy. Wacha to the set. The right arm around to the pitch, and he missed low. Came back with a changeup. So it's 3-2.
Well, we've seen him triple up now twice in this game on his changeup. He's thrown back-to-back changeup to David Ortiz. 3-2. You got Yadier behind the plate, but do you send Dustin Pedroia here?
Red Sox have not sent a runner yet tonight because they haven't had that many. Here's the set. Pedroia leading at first. He goes. The pitch. Swinging a high fly ball left field deep. Back by the wall. It is gone. A 2-run homer into the monster seats. And the Red Sox lead it 2-1. David Ortiz hit it over the Covidian side in the first row of the monster seats on a 3-2 pitch. And the Red Sox are ahead. 2-1 Boston.
Joe, I think that was another changeup. We had talked about already how you gotta learn. You gotta go to school on some of these guys. You haven't seen him before. He is not afraid to triple up on the changeup, and he did it there to David Ortiz for the third time in this game, and he made him pay.
And David Ortiz hitting the 3-2 pitch out. And here comes Lilliquist, their pitching coach, to the mound. That's double the amount of runs he's allowed in almost 27 innings. He allowed just 1 run until that swing of the bat by David Ortiz. His 5th home run of this postseason. And he has 12 RBIs, and they want a curtain call. His 17th postseason home run. Of course, that's the Red Sox record, and he gets a big hand. That pitch was about belt high.
He left that one up.
I think David was sitting on that changeup.
Here's Napoli taking a half swing. He didn't go, says the first base umpire.
I mean, hitters will tell you, and Lou, you'll tell us too. Usually you can't guess changeup. But if you're studying this kid, if he's going to go with that many in a row, you have a chance to guess changeup there.
Here it is, and he swings and misses. Had a fastball. Well, that was another changeup, actually, at 86.
Well, as much as you want to respect the 95, 96, as you pointed out before, there's a 91-mile-an-hour fastball mixed in there, David Ortiz.
Here comes the 1-1, low and away. David was running hard out of the box. He didn't know that was going to leave the yard for sure.
I just got into that front row.
I don't think Petey knew it left the yard until he hit home plate. He was running hard all the way.
So his 2nd home run of this World Series, his 3rd World Series homer overall, and the pitch is low and away. They started with Pedroia walking with 1 out of the 6th inning. He walked on a 3-1 pitch, and then Ortiz on a 3-2 pitch hit one just above the wall into the first row of the monster seats, and it's a 3-1 count out of Napoli.
We're finding out about Wacha that 100 pitches is his limit pretty much.
He deals, swing and a miss.
Well, it seemed like just as I had mentioned that he had showed no signs. Falls behind, ends up walking Pedroia, and you start to see a little bit of it now. Talking about those pitch counts and where he's at here. 5 1/3 now.
108 pitches. They've done it again to a pitcher. The 3-2 is in there, strike 3, and he knew it. Threw him a fastball, and Knapp just couldn't pull the trigger, so down he goes. That is strikeout number 6. And here's Gomes, who walked after a long at bat, or actually fly to center after a long at bat, and then hit a pop up to second. 2-1 Red Sox and a David Ortiz 2-run homer. 6 strikeouts for Wacha. 4 walks, though, and 1 really hurt him. Here's his 112th pitch, and it's taken high and inside, ball 1. He missed with a fastball at 93. He's not had great fastball location this inning. The Big Papi gives the Red Sox the lead. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss at a change. That was actually his curveball. David just a foot or so away from having 3 home runs already. The one that was taken away by Beltran, but he's got 2 in the World Series. The pitch is low and away, and 5 this postseason.
Well, he had that really the grand slam and the grand slam alone in the ALCS.
2-1 pitch. Swing, pop foul to the right out of play. Remember the 2 home run game off David Price, which was critical to beat David Price.
You know, the grand slam in game 2 of the ALCS, that was also on a changeup.
Yep.
2-2 pitch coming. And Johnny swings it. It's a hard shot to third. Grabbed nicely by Freese. Throws to first in time. Well, he threw a lob over there, but he got him. The ball was hit so hard. Made a nice stop, and the side retired. But the Red Sox come up with 2 on 1 David Ortiz swing of the bat. After 6, Boston 2, St. Louis 1 on the Shaws, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network. Here's Alan Craig swinging and fouling the first pitch to the screen, strike 1. Well, I think that's it right there. I mean, he's such a good hitter. He's not just a slugger. And such a smart hitter. He studies video so much. He really has a great idea of what he wants to do and can execute that game plan. Craig, a power threat, fly to right and walked, and he swings and pops a foul down the first base side toward Canvas Alley. This is out of play. This week at Shaw's, pick up 48-ounce Hood ice cream and Edie's Outshine fruit bars, just 2 for $5. Shaw's, the official supermarket of the Red Sox Radio Network. Hope they have some left when we get home on Tuesday. Lou and I shop at the same Shaw's.
Hey, you never know. Maybe on Tuesday we can just sort of relax. And
sure.
Everybody can meet each other.
Maybe coming home a lot sooner than that, right? Maybe. Who knows?
We'll see. We did it in 04. Here's the pitch, and it's taken for a call strike. Down he goes. Craig watched that one hit the outside corner. A fastball at 93, and that's 6 strikeouts for John Lackey.
Craig Breslow is warming up in the bullpen, but I mean, John's pitch count, as you mentioned, Joe, is in very good shape. 83 right now.
With 1 out in the 7th. Yes, indeed. Here's Freese now, who struck out and grounded to short. Lackey with half a dozen punch-outs. Winds, kicks, and deals, and misses low and away. Red Sox baseball brought to you by Sports Authority, the official sporting goods retailer of the Boston Red Sox. One postseason home run this year for Freese, 7 in his career. Of course, he had that huge 2011 postseason, the 1-0, and he checks. It's low and away.
That was a dream postseason, what he had.
He's a hometown hero, too, and from the St. Louis area. Not quite the same after the tough regular season he had. Two and nothing. Lackey winds and fires, and the pitch is poked foul down the right field side over by the State Street Pavilion and into it for a strike. 2-1. Red Sox baseball brought to you by IBM, mid-sized business, the engines of a smarter planet. See more evidence at ibm.com/engines. Red Sox have made the most of their 3 hits. They lead 2-1. The pitched slider hits the outside edge. That's a call strike.
Well, this Red Sox team has really put together a nice blueprint on how to beat some of the best pitchers in the game in this last month. Really, in the month of September.
Oh, yeah.
You match it with zeros. You wait, maybe on his way out when he starts to tire. Take advantage of it.
2-2. Line foul, first base side out of play. See a lot of Juan Nieves on the road, and he's always studying. He works on each team with a video, studies all day, even before they get to the ballpark, and they have a real game plan about how they want to work hitters.
That 1-0 victory, it took a while for Napoli to get that home run. That means nothing if John Lackey's not effective throughout that game.
2-2, just outside. Lackey thought he might have had one there, but it appeared to be up and away, a fastball.
Truth be told, he's having a very similar outing tonight.
Yes.
He's allowed only 4 hits. That's what he gave up against the Tigers. He struck out 6. Well, over 6 2/3 in that start. He struck out 8.
Cardinals have left-handed action right now.
Looks like Choate recognized that windup.
Here's the 3-2, and David Freese swings and pops a foul down the first base side, again over by Canvas Alley.
John mentioned this in his presser yesterday. Someone said, well, what's the biggest difference between the John Lackey now and the John Lackey who last pitched in the World Series 11 years ago? He said, I don't have to have everything going. I can get by with 1 or 2 pitches. I can pick and choose if I don't have something going.
He's had 3 good ones, though, tonight. Here's the 3-2, and he checks the swing on a slider. It's ball 4. So Freese receives the second walk issued by John Lackey. 1 on, 1 out for John Jay, the left-hand hitting center fielder, who has bounced out to second and hit a fly ball to center. 91 pitches for Lackey. John went 6 2/3, no runs, 4 hits, 97 pitches in his win over the Tigers. Here's the pitch, and it swung on, slice foul to the left. He didn't want to come out of that game. Made that quite clear when John Farrell took him out, but the move worked. Nothing in 1. Descalzo on deck. Light hitting utility infielder. Here's the 0-1. Swinging a foul to the backstop. A little bit late on a fastball.
You can see why you have Craig Breslow up. You've got Jay, Descalzo, Carpenter, and Beltran, who's got better power numbers from the left side. So you've got 4 lefties in a row here. Jay's obviously up now, but in case you need Breslow, get out of a jam.
Lackey's 0-2 pitch. Right arm around, here it is, and it's taken high. Fastball missing up and away.
Guys, how many times have you heard John Farrell throughout this postseason talk about the 7th inning? Talk about, in playoff baseball, the most lead changes, even in baseball, happen in the 7th. He really puts a premium on this inning to get through this one.
Makes a lot of sense. Here's the pitch. And it's a line drive base hit right field. Grabbed on the third hop by Victorino. Hit it hard. He waited on a slider and hooked a hard shot. And with that in mind, let's see what John does. Here he comes. So a walk and a solid hit. And that's going to do it. He wants Craig Breslow right here, right now. So 6 1/3 innings for Lackey. And Cosma's going out there to pinch run for the Cardinals. And Lackey will get a big ovation here as he leaves. Responsible for the 2 runners on, so he can win it. He also could lose it. And Breslow coming on. We'll see if they hit for Descalzo. They probably will because they've already used a pinch runner for Freeze. We come your way on the Shaw's WEEI Red Sox Radio Network. They don't have much of a bench, Lou. They're going to stick with Descalzo.
Yeah, they don't with Cosmo pinch running for Freeze. The other infielder you got is young kid Colton Wong. So, yeah, they don't have much of a bench. And this is where we've seen the Red Sox sort of really have the advantage over a lot of teams. You saw in Detroit, Jose Iglesias pinch hitting. You don't normally see that, or allowing him to bat in the ninth against Koji, down a run. This is where the Red Sox have more options than other teams.
Descalzo, a left-hand batter, struck out and had a hit taken away, and a very good play up the middle by Stephen Drew, who threw him out. Descalzo in the regular season hit .238 with 5 homers in 123 games. All right, Breslow is ready to deal. He sets, checks the runners at first and second. And the pitch, the left-hand batter takes a little low and inside, ball one, another lefty on deck, and Matt Carpenter. And Tazawa now warming for the Red Sox.
Got to believe he's going to be ready for Holiday, unless they like something with that matchup and keeping Beltran on the left side. That's hard to believe. I think he's got better power numbers from the left side.
Runner bluffs off second, and Breslow bluffs him back. Had a runner, had a man been covering second, they might have had a play. He darted toward third. Cosmo.
Boy, Cosmo really.
What was that all about?
Really avoided a tough first couple games if he got picked off on that one.
The 1-ball, no strike pitch. Breslow delivers, and it's taken for a strike. Got a changeup in there. It was up a little bit in the way, 1-1. Cosmo pinch running for Freeze, who walked at second. Jay, who singled at first. 1 out, 7th inning, 2-1 Red Sox. Left-hander from Connecticut sets. And is 1-1. Bouncing in, knocked down by Salty. It rolls about 15 feet in front of the plate, but no advance. Good block.
It was funny, before the inning started, you're talking about Breslow getting loose in the pen, and John Lackey was pretty much locked in for the first 6 innings, but when you see the 4 lefties in a row, it starts to make sense, and then you go back to John Farrell over and over again. I must have heard him talk about this 4 or 5 times throughout the postseason, how important the 7th inning is to him, and he has Breslow ready to go. Comes in and gets 2 lefties.
And that's probably a lot, Lou, because you're not going to go to your closer or normally your 8th inning guy unless it's a really desperate situation. So you need somebody to bridge. 2-1. Salty with a brief visit. Now Breslow looking in for the sign. Very short lead for Cosma. Here's the set. Breslow bluffs, and Cosma goes back to second. 2-1. National League leader in hits is on deck. Matt Carpenter. Descalzo, the number 9 hitter, playing it short. Here's the pitch. And he swings and dribbles a foul off his foot. Rolls about 2 feet in front of the plate, so it's 2-2. Descalzo, a pretty good contact hitter, 56 strikeouts and 328 at-bats. Grounded into 7 double plays. He's not a burner around the bases.
This could be a big one here if he can get this ground ball.
Love to avoid going to 3-2. Runners lead at first and second with 1 out in the 7th. Breslow comes to the belt. He kicks and delivers. The runners go. The pitch is taken high, and Salty couldn't get a grip, and it's a double steal. Salty had the ball in his throwing hand, but did not have a good grip and held on. So now it's a 3-2 count. Pitch was very high, and I think he was rushing, trying to fire to third.
Well, if he could have handled that, too, would have had a chance, too. Cosma doesn't have a big lead. Got a good jump, but didn't have a big lead.
It's easier to steal third with a lefty. 3-2 the count. Now the infield is in, even though the Red Sox lead it 2-1. Breslow with a big pitch here. Here it comes. Swing and a pop foul, straight back and out of play. Well, this will be the 7th pitch of the at-bat.
I'll give Mike Matheny a lot of credit. That's a great call there on that double steal.
Trying to jumpstart things here. Cosma stealing third and Jay second.
I give Cosma a lot of credit there, too, by the way. Whether it was a call steal or not, if you get a jump, he's made a few mistakes there in game 1. He goes out there, not afraid to make another one, an aggressive play, taking third base.
Cardinals had only 3 steals in the postseason before the double steal here.
The Sox bluffed him back a couple of times, too.
This is an interesting call by John Farrell, bringing the infield in with the leading run on second base.
Breslow with a long look in, comes to the set. The 3-2 pitch, and it's inside, ball 4. The bases are loaded for Matt Carpenter. Breslow missed with a cutter. And now a meeting on the mound with the infielders, and the batter is Matt Carpenter, who's grounded to short, struck out and grounded one up the middle, in which Drew made a nice play to throw him out. He is just 8 for 48, 8 for 49 now in the postseason, with 2 RBIs, and Juan Nieves visits the mound. There's not much history between these hitters and pitchers. Breslow has not faced this hitter before. A walk, a single, another walk, with a double steal mixed in.
Carpenter's already grounded out 3 times in this World Series to Stephen Drew. I'd like to see 4 right here.
He's only hit into 4 double plays this season.
He's not that fleet of foot, but it's down the line, out of the box quickly. Contact hitter. 55 doubles in the regular season.
Infield back in traditional double play depth.
Left-hand batter against the left-hand pitcher. Breslow at the belt. Here's the pitch. And he swings. It's a broken bat. Bloop, shallow left. Gomes coming on. He's there. He makes the catch. The runner's coming. Here's the throw to the plate, and it's offline. And here goes the runner to third. Breslow fires to third. He throws it away, and the Cardinals take the lead. Oh, Breslow threw it on one hop into the third base stands. Cardinals lead 3-2.
Well, it started with a Johnny Gomes throw just off the line. He had a shot at him, but it was offline. Salty tried to hold the plate, reach out, and get this ball. It ricochets off of his glove to Breslow, who's
right there, and it looked like he had a play at third on Jay, but he hesitated momentarily, and then he airmailed it.
Yeah, he hesitated, and you thought he had a chance. But there was a little crow hop and a full windup to third. It took so much time to deliver that by the time he let go of the ball, he didn't have a chance at Jay at third.
Well, the overthrow really wouldn't have hurt him, or the fact that Salty didn't come up with it. He tried to stretch and backhand the throw. It ticked off his glove. So runner at third, moving all the way to third, and here's outside ball 1 to Beltran. Carpenter will get a sac fly.
I think needs to be said, if Johnny Gomes' throw is on target, he's out at home.
I think so. I was surprised they sent him. But Gomes had the angle back. He had to turn his body. Here's the pitch. Swinging a drive down the right field line toward the pesky pole. Over goes Victorino, but it fades foul and out of play. Gomes had to go to his left to grab it. He reached it. And he tried to reverse his angle and throw to the plate. It was just offline. Wonder if maybe Salty should have left to make sure he blocked it, but Breslow was right there to back up. So they had the E2 on the board. It's an E1. The error charge to Breslow. 1 RBI for Carpenter. Descalzo with third, and the pitch is low and inside.
I think Salty realized that if he could come up with the ball, there was still a chance at home. But like you said, Johnny Gomes a little bit to his left, the left center. Being a right-handed thrower, you got to catch the ball, bring it back across your body. That's an advantage if you're a left-handed thrower. He would have been in better position to throw.
Here's the pitch, and Beltran takes it low. Runs at a premium. Very important to keep this man at third from scoring with the Red Sox down by 1, 3-2.
Rocky outing, a rare Rocky performance by Breslow, who's having a real hard time throwing strikes.
It's the first one he's allowed this postseason. 3-1. Swinging a line drive in a right field for a base hit, and the Cardinals lead 4-2. Well, Descalzo scores easily. Beltran knocking in his 13th run of this postseason. That'll do it for Breslow, who's on the hook for this one. A very tough outing, a walk, and the sac fly with his own throwing error, and now the base hit by Beltran that makes it 4-2 St. Louis. Right now, the pitcher on the hook is John Lackey, despite an outstanding performance. And Tazawa will be coming on to face Matt Holliday after the RBI single by Carlos Beltran. So John Lackey, a tough luck outing, 6 1/3 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, 2 walks, and 6 Ks. He's on the hook. And Breslow so far charged with 1 run, responsible for Beltran at first, but he gets a blown save, allowing 2 inherited runners to score, and his own error loomed very large in that rally here. And of course, so did the double steal, because the complexion of the inning changed drastically, even though he did walk the batter to load him up in Descalzo. All right, Tazawa ready. Pitched 1/3 of an inning last night and retired Beltran, striking him out. 4-2 Cardinals. That's a big insurance run they just got on the hit by Beltran. Tazawa sets and delivers and misses high, ball 1. See what the Cardinals do in the last of the 7th. They've had bullpen activity for quite a while. Would think that the Wacha's done. Now he's a pitcher record on the plus side. Michael Wacha.
It was a team that really did well with runners in scoring position, but that Beltran hit was the first hit that actually drove in a run.
Sac fly and an error. Producing some swing and a miss. A fastball by him. The Red Sox in the last of the 7th have the bottom third, Salty, Drew, and Bogarts. We'll see who the Cardinals go to. It's been a long inning, starting with a 1-out walk. Cosma scored the go-ahead run after pinch running for Freese, who walked. Tazawa's 1-1. And it swung on poke foul down the right side by Canvasali and out of play. After the walk to Freese, Jay singled to right, and that was it for Lackey. Breslow came on, and on a 2-2 pitch, they pulled a double steal. He walked to Scalzo on a 3-2 pitch, and then Carpenter to fly ball to shallow left center. And Gomes' throw was just offline. Salty couldn't hold it. It was wide. He got away, and Breslow backing up through to third and threw it down into the third base seats. Here's the pitch. Swing, bounding ball to second. Pedroia backs up, has it on the second hop, throws to first for the out that retires the side, but not before the Cardinals come up with a 3-spot. 6.5 innings here, and the Cardinals have a 4-2 lead. So with 1 out, here's Drew, who struck out and then hit a shallow fly ball to left. The pitch, and he swings and misses. 95-mile-an-hour heater from the right-hander from the Dominican Republic. Wacha's the pitcher record on the plus side. 6 innings, 2 runs, 3 hits, 4 walks, 6 Ks through 114 pitches. And he just missed outside there with a close pitch. It's 1-1.
Well, it's not just 96 either. I mean, there's some movement with this fastball. He's got pretty good movement with the power.
4-2 Cardinals. Now Drew, granted time, backs out. Lackey 6 1/3, 3 runs, 5 hits, 2 walks, 6 Ks. All the runs earned. The pitch. Swing, ground ball by the mound. He kicks it, goes to the shortstop. Bare hand, Cosma throws and gets him. Good recovery by Cosma. Martinez slowed it down. Looked like the play the shortstop might have made more easily. It hit off his glove, and Cosma grabbed it just to the left side of second and barehanded and threw him out.
Really, the only play Cosma had I mean, an outstanding play. This is not an easy, bare-handed play by any means. And Cosma made it look easy.
So it's a 1-6-3 out, 2 gone for Bogaerts, who twice has struck out swinging. And Xander takes one down and in ball 1, 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Martinez really falls off to the right side of the mound in his follow-through. Here's his 1-0. And there's a hard shot to short. Cosma has this one, sets, fires, and gets him a one-hopper. Cosma showing the defense that he played during the regular season. Last night, certainly an aberration. Side retired after 7. It is 4-2 Cardinals on the Shaw's WEEI Red Sox Radio Network. You know, on that play, the sac fly, Salty got an error for not catching the ball instead of Gomes on the throw.
There were 2 errors charged on that play. One on that play by Saltalamacchia, the other on the throw down the line toward third base by Breslow. Matt Adams will lead things off here in the 8th inning. The left-hand hitter's gone 1 for 3 tonight with a base hit in the 6th inning. And the pitch. Swinging a liner toward left, closing on it. Gomes, he makes the catch. Basically hit right at Johnny Gomes' beard. 1 up and 1 down in the Cardinal 8th inning here in World Series Game 2. Robin Thicke brings his 2014 Blurred Lines Tour to Foxwoods Resort Casino on Saturday, March 1st. If you'd like tickets, visit foxwoods.com or call 1-800-200-2882. James Taylor singing the national anthem and God Bless America tonight. Pitch to Molina is in there for a strike. He still sounds like $1,000,000. Great performance.
His wife, who was with the VSO, a tremendous Red Sox fan for many, many years.
Pitch to Molina is taken for a strike, trimming the outside corner. Molina singled in the 2nd inning, drove in a run with a ground out to second in the 4th, and grounded out routinely in his last at bat in the 6th inning. Felix Doubront is now loosening in the Red Sox bullpen. The left-hander getting ready out there. Here's the 0-2 from Workman. Breaking ball inside to make it 1-2. 4-2 Cardinals. They've out hit the Red Sox 6-3. And we're in the 8th inning. The righty fires a 1-2 pitch, and it's down into the dirt. It scoots off the glove of Saltalamacchia and caroms back to the backstop. Big curveball there to make it 2-2. Alan Craig on deck. Workman takes a deep breath, turns on the rubber. Here's the 2-2 home. Swing, rattle, foul off to the left of the plate. So Molina stays in there. Molina is going to be in a running for the National League Most Valuable Player. He hit .319 during the regular season. That was tops on this Cardinal team. Very, very tough with men in scoring position. Here's the 2-2 home. Swing, lined a little flare off to the right, foul. That's off into the crowd, up over that rolled up tarp. Two balls, 2 strikes on Molina. Nobody on base for the Cardinals. Workman says yes to Salty. Here's the 2-2 home. Swing and a fly ball dead away center. Pretty well hit. Ellsbury back though with room on the track. He's there backpedaling and he makes the catch. 2 down. The Sox in the last half of the 8th inning have the top of the order due up. Ellsbury, Victorino, and Pedroia. A lot of celebrities here tonight.
Hall of Famer Paul Molitor is here. He's going to coach next year full time with the Twins.
Cameron Diaz is here. Timothy Hutton is here. A lot of acting talent in the building. Matt Damon was here last night. Pitches fastball outside, ball 1 on Alan Craig, who has flied to right, walked, and struck out. 4-2 St. Louis. as the Cardinals try to even up the World Series. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. That's a fastball swung on line and a base hit to the right of second base off in a right center field. That was scalded by Craig, so he's aboard with 2 down. And now Pete Kozma will bat for the first time. He started last night's game. He was charged with 2 errors. Did not start tonight. He did come on and run for Freese in the 7th inning, and he scored a big run. He was also part of a double steal in that inning, which was also key. A 4-2 St. Louis lead here in the 8th inning. Kozma, right-hand batter, 179 for the postseason without a home run, and Workman delivers. Swing popped him up right side of the diamond. Pedroia on the dirt, backs up a bit, and will make the catch to retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left for St. Louis. 4-2. The Cardinals have the lead here on the Shaw's WEEI Red Sox Radio Network. Here in the bottom of the 8th, Red Sox are trailing 4-2. They've only had 3 hits in the entire ball game. Wacha went 6th. He was actually behind after David Ortiz got him for a home run in the last of the 6th inning, but the Cardinals rallied largely against the Red Sox bullpen, and against Craig Breslow really had a disastrous outing tonight, including a big throwing error, and they scored 3 times to recapture the lead. Here's Jacoby Ellsbury leading off the last of the 8th, and the righty delivers, and it's a fastball in there for strike 1 at 96 miles an hour. Left side of the diamond is Descalso at third, Kozma at short, Carpenter and Adams on the right side. At second base and first base, Molina doing the catching. Here's the 0-1 home. Swing, ground ball, broken bat up the middle, little chopper, charged by Carpenter, and he bobbled it. He dropped it. Ellsbury safe at first. No throw. We'll see how they rule on that. That might be a base hit for Jacoby. It was a shattered bat. And because Carpenter dropped it doesn't mean it's necessarily an error. He was going to have to hustle on that.
The ball hit off the heel of his glove. You could sort of see that coming.
Yeah, you really could. Almost in slow motion it was developing. So the Red Sox have a base runner right away. They have not ruled a hit or an error just yet, but Ellsbury is aboard at first base to lead off the 8th, and Shane Victorino the batter. And now they will rule an error as the fans finish up Shane's tune, which he loves, by the way. Said it's great when the fans shout it out like that to finish it. The pitch, swing and a foul on the ground, back behind the plate for strike 1. I will say this World Series so far has not been a defensive clinic. Koji Uehara warming in the Red Sox bullpen. The Sox are down 2. Shane tonight 0 for 3. It's been a cold bat except for 1 big hit in the league championship. The pitch swung on, foul, tipped into the mitt, and the count moves to 0-2. This kid throws hard. He's 96, 97, 98, 99. 0-2 on Victorino. Shane hitting at 200 for the postseason, so he has not had a hot stretch. He is overdue to put some hits together. Of course, he hit the grand slam that sent the Red Sox to the World Series. Martinez with a pause, nobody out, and the pitch, breaking ball, a dandy in there for strike 3. Got him looking. Big curveball to freeze him. Victorino 0 for 4. He could not trigger on the curveball.
Their closer warming now, Rosenthal.
That was a great pitch by Martinez. Every time our hometown team hits one off the left field wall, Walgreens donates $100 to the Jimmy Fund. Walgreens at the corner of happy and healthy. Well, here's Dustin Pedroia. PD tonight has doubled. He's also walked and struck out. He's not homered in the playoffs. Here's the pitch. Fastball. That's right down the chute for strike 1. 97 on the gun. The Red Sox have not attempted a stolen base yet. in this series. Molina crouching back behind there. Here's the pause again by the hard-throwing righty, and the pitch. Swing, lash, foul, back out of play, up into the top deck, the State Street Pavilion on the first base side. And a count 0-2. 4-2 St. Louis. Bottom of the 8th inning. Ellsbury at first. One out, Pedroia the batter. Ortiz on deck. Poppy's already homered tonight. Up over the monster. And into the front row of the monster seats. Martinez, the baseball dangling in his right hand, now straightens up. He sets. Ellsbury leading, not running. The pitch, curve, swung on, chop foul off third base. Right over the top of the coach's box. Martinez is flat dealing. He's thrown 18 pitches since he entered the game last inning, and 14 of them are strikes. He's a live wire out there.
I saw him coming in the park today. Pedro graded him. He had on a turquoise shirt and a bow tie.
Based on what we've seen, that's about right. He is lively. Ellsbury a short lead away from first base now. Here comes the 0-2 to Petey. Swing, line, foul. Out of play right side up into the second deck, and then it came out again to the fans below. That was another big heater at 96. Red Sox baseball presented by AutoZone. For the auto parts, accessories, and advice you need, get in the zone. AutoZone. 4-2 St. Louis. Last half of the 8th at Fenway. The wind is not a factor. Not blowing at the moment. Els leads away from first. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss. He got him. He struck him out with a curveball. Back-to-back big Ks by Martinez. And now there are 2 down for the Red Sox in the 8th inning. The batter will be David Ortiz. Let's see if they make a move right here. Matheny is not, left his dugout. Conference on the mound right now. Molina went out there along with all the infielders except for Adams and Descalso. This is not being done to buy time for anybody in the bullpen, because no one's even throwing out there. Matheny looks like he's going to leave him in to take on Big Poppy. He has his closer Rosenthal, who throws even harder than Martinez does, warming up in the bullpen. He's a right-hander. So it'll be Martinez against David Ortiz. This is power against power.
Gave up only 1 home run in the regular season. Wonder how a guy throws like this at a 5.08 ERA.
Boy, fastball, curveball. They've both been deadly. Ellsbury leading away from first base, and the pitch. Swing, ground ball right side toward the ship. That's going to beat it. A diving stab. Carpenter will have no play from short right field. It's going to be a base hit for Ortiz. Ellsbury down to second. Now Jacoby with some very good base running did not take off for third. He probably would have been out. Smart play to hold there at second base. Carpenter made a diving stab in shallow right center. Poppy able to nudge it enough up the middle to beat the ship for a single. And that'll put runners at first and second for Mike Napoli. And let's see what the manager of the Cardinals does here. He remains in the dugout right now. Red Sox trail 4-2. The tying runs are on base for Boston here in the bottom of the 8th inning. David Ortiz with his second hit. He's 2 for 3. It's been a very quiet night for Napoli. He's walked, hit into a 6-4-3 double play. That was with 2 on and nobody out in the 4th inning. And he's also struck out looking. And here we go. Martinez with 2 down, delivers. And it's a fastball down the middle at 97 for strike 1. 4 runs, 7 hits for St. Louis. 2 runs, 4 hits now for the Sox. Mike Napoli with a chance to put the Red Sox in the lead with a big fly. Here comes the 0-1 pitch from the reed-thin right-hander. Breaking ball up and in. And the count moves to 1-1. Ellsbury at second, Ortiz at first. Johnny Gomes on deck. Should it get that far here in the last of the 8th inning? Napoli leaning over the plate. Here comes the 1-1 pitch from Martinez. Swing, a little blooper, pop toward left center. Racing out the shortstop, Cosma. He makes the catch over the shoulder, and that retires the side. So the Red Sox threaten, but cannot score. They strand 2. We move on to the 9th inning of Game 2. Still St. Louis 4 and the Red Sox 2 here on the Shaws WEEI Red Sox Radio Network. Koji coming on for his 9th appearance in the postseason. He's 1-1 with an ERA of 1. The pitch. And his high and wide ball 1 on John Jay. Center fielder who's gone 1 for 3. He was part of that key double steal in the 7th inning. And he would eventually come around to score. The 1-0 high for ball 2.
It really was an element of surprise there, too, because Cosman only had 3 steals and 4 attempts this year. He's not that fleet of foot.
If Mike Matheny called for that, was a tremendous call. The 2-0 pitch drops in for a called strike, 2-1.
But they might have had that play on earlier that inning when he nearly got picked off second base.
They have, and the Red Sox may have been thinking about it. They bluffed him back a couple of times. Jay, a lefty batter, and the pitch swung on and looped foul off to the right. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 4 runs on 7 hits for the Cardinals. They've committed 1 error. For the Red Sox, 2 runs on 4 hits and 2 errors. Descalso on deck, and then Carpenter for the Cardinals. The righty delivers, and it's upstairs for ball 3. So a full count on John Jay. Who's at 205 without a home run for the postseason. The 3-2. Swing and a high fly popped into left. Johnny Gomes is there, backpedaling a bit. He's under it and makes the catch. 1 out in the St. Louis 9th inning. Cardinals do have a flame-throwing right-hand closer in Rosenthal, who regularly touches 100 miles an hour. Not that Martinez is exactly a slouch. He hit 97, 98 a couple of times. Here's Descalso, first pitch swinging, and he fouls it back for strike 1. 167 for the postseason for Daniel Descalso. He has struck out, grounded a short, walked, and scored in this one. He scored one of the 3 Cardinal runs when they rallied in the 7th inning to retake the lead. Koji home with the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a ground ball up the middle, left of second base, backhanded by Drew. He throws low, dug out nicely by Napoli to get the out. But that had a lot of sideways spin on it. Drew made a nice adjustment as he came charging in to scoop it up. 2 up, 2 down in the 9th. It's the top of the order now, Matt Carpenter.
Rosenthal in the postseason is not a lot of run. 3 saves, 9 strikeouts, 7 innings.
Now you wonder if Mike Carp would get an at bat off the Red Sox bench. First one to Carpenter. Swing, foul back for strike 1. He's grounded to short, struck out, grounded to short. Also driven in a run with a sacrifice in 7th inning.
Key play of the game, that sac fly.
It's the one where Johnny Gomes made the catch, but could not get Cosma coming home. He made a poor throw, bit up the first base line. Here's the 0-1. Swing, broken bad. Liner caught by the leaping Bogarts off third base. Leaping to his left, he hauls it in. Not terribly hard hit, but a nice play, and that retires the side. So the Cardinals go 1-2-3. Rosenthal about to come on out of the Cardinal bullpen. It's St. Louis in front, 4-2 over the Red Sox. Bottom of the 9th inning coming up, and the Red Sox facing one of the hardest throwers in baseball, Trevor Rosenthal, the closer, who during the regular season appeared in 74 games. He posted a .263 ERA, and in 75 1/3 he struck out 108 batters. while walking 20. He allowed 4 home runs. Joe gave you his postseason numbers, which have been superb. He's not allowed to run since the playoffs got underway. Johnny Gomes will lead things off. Saltalamacchia to follow. And then we'll see if indeed Stephen Drew comes out. He has continued his struggles, 0 for 3 with a strikeout tonight. Red Sox trailing 4-2, bottom of the 9th inning. And Rosenthal, the hard-throwing right-hander, about to deliver his first pitch of this series. And the first one is in there for strike one, a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Johnny has flied to center, popped to second, and grounded to third. The 0-1 swing, line, little looper toward right, but foul. That'll sink into the crowd in the box seats a bit up the right field line. That was 98 on the gun, and the count's 0-2. Rosenthal, 23 years old. He's a native of Missouri. So this has to be a thrill and a half for him to pitch for the Cardinals in the World Series. Here's the 0-2. Fastball just outside. Daniel Nava may bat after Saltalamacchia. The 1-2 in there for strike 3. Got him looking at 98 miles an hour. Gomes strikes out admiring the pitch. One man gone. The whole tone of this series could be on the verge of changing quite dramatically. The Red Sox do lose this game and the series is tied 1-1. It then goes on to St. Louis for the next 3, but it certainly swings momentum wise to the Cardinals in a major way.
They're going home. The Red Sox have a question about game 4 pitcher.
Pitch on the way. Fastball in there for a strike on Saltalamacchia, who has flied to center, walked and struck out tonight. Daniel Nava has come to the on-deck circle. 1 out, bottom of the 9th, 4-2 Cardinals. Nobody on in the 0-1. That is a strike on the outside corner at 98. 0-2 the count.
Never know where the Salty could have had an out at third on the double steal that he not juggle the ball, but he did not have a grip. No throw was made.
Jake Peavy scheduled to go in game 3. Here's the 0-2 on the way. Swing and a miss. Down he goes. Strike 3, 98 miles an hour. Rosenthal making this look very easy. Nothing but gas. Here in the 9th inning, back-to-back punch outs, and here comes Nava, the Red Sox last hope. Of course, Jake is coming off as poor an outing as he had with the Red Sox since the trade from Chicago, where he just couldn't throw strikes. He admitted to being over-amped in the series against the Tigers, and he had an awful outing. So he has a lot to prove. Looks like the Cardinals will go with Joe Kelly. He throws about 97. So Nava to bat for Drew, who went 0 for 3. And the pitch as he bats lefty is outside for ball 1. Bases empty, 2 down, bottom of the 9th, 4-2 Cardinals. They are 1 out away from evening this series at 1-1. And a 1-0 pitch. Fastball drilled in at the knees for a called strike, and it's 1-1. This guy has no mystery at all to him. Rosenthal. He is just rearing back and fogging. The 1-1. Fastball strike on the outside corner at 98 miles an hour, and the count 1-2. And he's a strike away from striking out the side here in the bottom of the 9th. Nava steps out. Bogart's on deck. Should Nava reach here? Daniel did double last night coming off the bench. Rosenthal turns on the rubber. The 1-2 swung on and missed, and the ball game is over. That one 99 miles an hour. He strikes out the side, and the Red Sox go very quietly in the bottom of the 9th. 4-2 the final, and the St. Louis Cardinals have tied up the series at 1 game apiece, and the next 3 are in St. Louis at Busch Stadium. 4 runs, 7 hits, 1 error for St. Louis. 2 runs, only 4 hits and 2 errors for the Red Sox. The ball game turned in the 7th inning when the Cardinals rallied to score 3 times. It was a real rocky performance by Craig Breslow tonight, a guy who's been outstanding in the postseason, but he was not tonight. St. Louis came from behind to score 3 times, take the 4-2 lead, and Joe, their bullpen, as advertised, was very impressive.
6 strikeouts for their bullpen in 3 innings. Red Sox got only 4 hits tonight, and it's tough to hang on to win a 2-1 game when it's 2-1 in the 6th inning, but if a couple of defensive plays have been made, who knows?
Let's go down to Ken Rosenthal.
Thanks, Joe. Yadier, 3 pitchers tonight, all 23 and under. How hard is it for you to believe that they did what they just did?
I mean, those surprise me. I mean, those guys got talent. They're not afraid, like I said before many times. I mean, they're not afraid to pitch.
Martinez, getting through the 8th inning. How did he do it?
Unbelievable. I mean, this kid, I mean, he's not afraid, like I said. I mean, he throw his sinker, he throw hard. I mean, keep the ball down. That's the kid.
He was so emotional coming off the mound. What did he say to you?
I mean, it was because last night he gave the wrong against them, and tonight it was like, you know, nobody gonna get here against me. So he was pumped up. I mean, that's good for us.
Wacha, it seemed like he made only one mistake, the pitch to Ortiz. Yes. How did you assess his performance?
I mean, he pitched outstanding. He keep us on the game. That's what we asked for. I mean, just one pitch. I mean, to a great hero like Big Papi, I mean, we take a hat off to him. But I mean, he pitched good tonight.
Yadier, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Over to Aaron Andrews.
Kenny, thanks so much. Here with Carlos Beltran. And Carlos, we know obviously you left the game last night to go to the hospital, rib injury. Great night for you hitting, though. How you feeling?
Well, honestly, I mean, when I left the ballpark yesterday, I was having little hope to be in the lineup. And, you know, I came, got a lot of treatment, met with the doctors. You know, they gave me a bunch of painkillers. And, you know, when those kickings, you know, I was able to go to the cage and, you know, took some hacks. I was more concerned today swinging the bat. From the left side, I felt like I was dragging the bat through the zone. The right side, I feel a little better. But, you know, it just like, you know, I wanted to be in the lineup. You know, I worked so hard to get to this point. So, I mean, I really thank God they allowed me to be here today.
Yeah, that was my next question. It's taken you 16 years to get to a World Series. What was it going to take to keep you out of the lineup tonight?
Somebody had to kill me in order for me to be out of the lineup. You know, like I said, you know, I mean, yesterday was a very scary moment for me. I thought for a second that, I mean, I did something major in my ribs. Thanks God, you know, it's a big bruise on my chest. But other than that, you know, I mean, it's going to get better.
Glad you're out here. See you in St. Louis.
It's MLB Tonight presented by Bacardi O-Card. We're live in Studio 3. Sean Casey, Al Leiter, Matt Yaloff. And before tonight, the last time the Red Sox had lost a World Series game, the 3 pitchers for the Cardinals tonight were not even alive. The game is getting younger and younger and younger, Al Leiter.
They weren't alive?
They weren't born.
Okay. I'm thinking of the last 10. But they were 10-0?
They were 9-0. They hadn't lost since '86, Game 7 in 1986 at Shea Stadium.
How do you feel now, Sean?
I know. Yeah. Hey, you want to talk about the Cardinals, too. Regrouping. They regrouped, getting ready for Game 2, and came out fighting.
What's your takeaway, Al?
Interesting, because yesterday, talking about how uncharacteristic it was of the Cardinals to give up the 3 runs early, sloppy play, then 2 runs in the 2nd inning, and basically the game was over. This far more interesting. Lackey was very good. Wacha was good. But then you can argue that it was sloppy for the Red Sox in the 7th inning that resulted in 3 runs.
24 hours ago, we're going, Cardinals are in trouble. Now the Cardinals are in a wonderful spot.
Yeah, they took a deep breath. Mike Matheny said, hey, listen, let's relax. Let's get back after it. I think they all said, listen, Game 1's over with. Okay, the whole Fenway aura, the fans, everybody on top of us, little sloppy in Game 1. They regrouped tonight. We got our stud on the mound. Michael Wacha's pitched so well. He went out, gave him a great outing. They got some timely hits, a couple mistakes by the Red Sox. Really put it together tonight for the Cardinals.
Are we surprised?
No.
Even a little. No. Wacha, what he has shown, as young a man as he is, and the few limited games that he's pitched in the big leagues, I mean, really special. I mean, I know they went on during the game, and just watching him, the way he works with Molina and uses his fastball changeup, and now the curveball combination as the game developed, Lackey was pretty good, too.
Yeah, Lackey was fantastic. In fact, he said before this game, someone asked him the difference between Lackey in 2002 and Lackey now, and he said, the difference is I have more options. I was a 2-pitch guy back then. He didn't really dwell on it, but clearly he stepped up again for them in the postseason.